I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We'll see what they do. I mean, the jury's still out.
House Speaker Mike Johnson unsure there's enough time to get funding approved by the House already in place by tonight's deadline. After Democrats objected to Homeland Security funding in the Senate, upset over immigration enforcement in Minnesota, Fox's Madeline Rivera reports there is an agreement on that.
The deal that President Trump and Senate Democrats hashed out would separate the DHS funding bill from 5 other bills. The programs included in the 5-bill package would be funded through September. DHS would be under a 2-week stopgap bill to allow Democrats more time to negotiate changes after the killing of Alex Preddy in Minneapolis. But senators overnight were not able to reach an agreement to speed the process up. GOP Senator Lindsey Graham spoke about his objections last night, criticizing Democrats for demonizing ICE. So senators will return today to try to pass the funding bill again.
So that makes it unlikely the House returns to also approve anything before Monday. There's a call for people across America angry over immigration operations to ICE out, not go to work or go to school or shop. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is urging Democratic leaders
to change their rhetoric because it is encouraging the kind of violence that we see on their streets today.
As for criticism Noem got for calling Alex Preddy a domestic terrorist right after he was shot by federal agents during a Minnesota protest, Noem tells Fox she was using the best information they had at the time. As people clean up still from last weekend's massive snow and ice storm, another's coming.
Really kind of the bullseye for this new snow system is going to be the Carolinas. You're looking at winter storm warnings there, North Carolina, South Carolina, stretching up into Virginia as well.
Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz, there's still 250,000 power outages in the South. And President Trump plans to announce today his pick to replace Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, whose term ends in May. The president's been very critical of Powell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A former Indianapolis cop faces justice. Your radar is clear. It is -1 in downtown Indianapolis. It feels like it's -4. We're going up to 18 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. A former Indianapolis police officer has been convicted of a series of sex crimes against a child. Hendricks County prosecutors say Kamal Bola, who spent 6 years with IMPD, was found guilty of child molesting, sexual misconduct with a minor, voyeurism, and obstruction of justice. The only charge that he avoided was one additional count of child molesting. Bola was arrested in September of 24 after a family member turned him in. Alex Preddy is no hero. That is the message from Indiana Republican Senator Jim Banks. John Herrick explains.
Banks spoke to WIBC's Hammer and Nigel show on Thursday, and he said Preddy can be seen on video more than 10 days before he was killed, spitting on federal officers. He says that's just a small example of what ICE officers have to deal with on a daily basis.
The heroes are the ICE officers.
Yes.
They're the law enforcement officers. Those guys are the heroes. Those are the ones that we need to stand up for.
He says the Trump administration should be proud since they have already deported over 675,000 illegals out of the country in 1 year, and there's a lot more to go. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana Senator Todd Young used a Washington summit on Wednesday to roll out his tech power playbook, saying that the United States needs a long-term coordinated strategy to stay ahead of China and emerging technologies.
There are 3 things that our country needs to do. Number 1, borrowing from Indiana University's great football team, you need a strong offense. Number 2, you need a strong defense. And then lastly, not to be underestimated, you need special teams.
And Young also said that the U.S. must strengthen its investment in research development and the workforce that supports those industries. And speaking of IU, Indiana fans could soon crack open a cold reminder of history. Coca-Cola is rolling out a limited edition can celebrating the Hoosiers' national championship run, a season that saw IU topple Ohio State, Alabama, and Oregon on its way to beating Miami in the national title game. The commemorative can hits Bloomington and Indianapolis shelves the week of February 3rd. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together next on this Friday morning. It's 6:04.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Here are just a few hot buys going on in January. Lift chairs starting at $5.99. Lazy Boy recliners starting at $4.99. Queen Tempur-Pedic mattresses, $71 per month. Smith Brothers sofas, $18.99. Up to 25% off all outdoor furniture. Reclining sofas starting at $6.99. Salem's Monday, free delivery. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Attention CDL Class B drivers. Are you looking to work for a company that gets you a great starting wage, outstanding benefits, and a generous retirement plan? Irving Materials Incorporated is hiring. IMI is hosting a job fair February 4th from 5 to 8 p.m. and February 7th from 9 to 12 p.m. at the Hilton Garden Inn, 6930 Intech Boulevard, Indianapolis. If you're a CDL Class B driver, IMI wants to see you. Wednesday, February 4th and Saturday, February 7th. To learn more, visit driveimi.com. driveimi.com.
All right, I'm looking at this in the south side. Just happened, an on-ramp shut down. It's from 31 westbound 465. That ramp is closed because of a crash. We'll have more coming up at 6:15. Also looking at westbound 465. A crash right after that. It's the right lane that's blocked. So if you're going westbound on the south side, watch out around that 31 interchange. It's kind of a zoo at the moment. Inbound 65 at west. Crash on the exit ramp. The ramp is open. It's partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Indianapolis winters are serious. Benjamin Franklin Plumbing helps with water heaters, drain clearing, you name it. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbingIndy.com or call 877-BEN-1776. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey, good morning. Happy Friday. How does the weather look?
Happy Friday. It's been a week for sure. We stay cold here today. It has been. But we are going to stay dry. That's the good news here. A lot like yesterday. Sunshine early, clouds building later on into the day today. A high of 17. We stay frigid tonight. Partly cloudy, a low down to 0. Wind chills probably getting as low as 10 below. Saturday, mostly cloudy. I'll call it a few flurries possible from time to time, but nothing significant. A high of 16. Sunday, partly cloudy, a high of 23. Will actually be a bit warmer Monday. Mostly cloudy with some isolated light snow showers and highs near 30.
Oh, man, almost summer. Thank you so
Balmy,
much, Marcus.
I know.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Marcus. It is 6:07 Friday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Thrilled to hear Marcus Bailey say that it's going to be 30 degrees in Indianapolis by next week. That does sound nice and balmy compared to negative whatever it is right now. I think negative 9 with wind chill and whatnot, he said. Just crazy. All right. Other things out there, things that we probably should be talking about, and maybe we're not. I thought this was really interesting. Yesterday, a bunch of Democrats were asked a very simple question. And you would think that most like other simple questions they get asked, they could answer this one. And they didn't seem like they could give a straight answer, which is usually the problem with a lot of this stuff. But the reason I want to start here is I don't think this is going to get as much play as some other things out there are. These are Democrats in Arizona being asked if you need to be a U.S. citizen to vote in an election, which feels like it's an obvious one. It feels like this is a gimme putt sort of question, and yet somehow it's not. All right, hold on. Let me make sure that we actually do hear this audio again. And I thought I just set this up. I thought I made this actually work correctly, and now all of a sudden it's trying to be a jerk to me again. But now here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and play it.
That people should have to be United States citizens in order to vote in Arizona's elections.
I'm representing an organization, and I'm speaking to this bill. I've shared those sentiments.
Does the organization you're here representing believe that people should have to be United States citizens in order to vote in Arizona's elections?
That's a question that I have to go back for that very specific question to get the response, because I don't know.
Mr. Chair, that's not an answer.
It is not.
My name is Jody Lee. I'm here on behalf of Lucha.
Oh, yeah,
Does
Lucha.
Lucha believe that people should have to be citizens of the United States
to vote in
order
elections?
to vote in Arizona's elections?
I believe that I don't have an answer from that directly from Lucha. And I think certainly they believe all taxpayers should have access to democracy.
That was quite a word salad. People who are non-citizens who are working in Arizona, whether they're here legally or illegally, pay taxes. Does Lucha believe that non-citizens should be...
You know what I really like about this, by the way, and the reason I think this audio went somewhat viral after it came out, because this is a weird piece of audio. In Arizona House hearing with people who are representing organizations that are trying to influence certain things in politics. But the thing that's so funny is this one guy, this Arizona lawmaker, who's trying so hard to just keep asking the question because he knows they're going to avoid the answer. But he just wants to keep saying, as difficult as it is, do they believe that you should be a citizen to vote in an election?
Able to vote in Arizona just because they pay taxes.
I don't feel comfortable making a definitive statement on behalf of the organization.
I'm sorry, Caitlin Contreras with the ACLU.
Is it the position of the ACLU that people should have to be U.S. citizens in order to vote in Arizona's elections?
It is the ACLU's position that voting should be fair and accessible and to everyone who is eligible.
That would be a U.S. citizen.
Sorry, that's my favorite part of the end too. Or one of the other guys on the panel is like, yeah, that's supposed to be a U.S. citizen. Your weird try to avoid the question is just so strange. But yeah, this is the new hurdle. The new hurdle and the new version of what we're hearing. And I shouldn't call this new, but the unapologetic version of saying out loud that we would like to see people who are not citizens be able to vote in elections. That's coming from Democrats. And I think a whole lot of Democrats all over the place are going to start fighting that fight soon. And we need to pay attention to that, along with everything else, everything going on in Minnesota, everything happening throughout the country. This feels like it's probably a big deal, too, especially after the FBI is raiding places in Georgia and taking certain ballots and voting information from 2020, because we probably believe that there might actually be proof of some of the things that Trump has been saying for a while. But all right, quick break, a lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz in the Morning News, 93 WIBC.
This is Gary Dick, a sweet Indiana success story. We'll tell you about Parlor Donuts opening its 100th store nationwide, plus a Louisville health services company expanding into Indiana. Those stories and much more at 6:32 Inside Indiana Business.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
New Year's resolutions come and go. Big Ten wins, you earn those.
Norton in the corner, bingo!
Big Ten basketball means tougher defenses, louder buildings, and zero margin for error. Coach Darren DeVries has the Hoosiers ready for the work.
Our mindset has to be, regardless of shots falling, our defense has to keep us in the game.
Up next, IU versus UCLA, Saturday at 5. No fluff, no filler. Hoosier basketball on 93 WIBC.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-557-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matters Show. In today's rapidly changing, uncertain, and volatile financial world, setting up and maintaining a successful retirement plan has never been more important. To accomplish this, you will have to make some updated and strategic planning moves. Join me this weekend on the Retirement Money Matters Show to learn about several key moves you may very well need to make right away. The Retirement Money Matters Show airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
Jeff Saturday for Indiana Unclaimed.
Listen up. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Indiana Unclaimed might have found some of your money. And if you're like me, you had no idea. But I went and checked for my name on indianaunclaimed.gov. Look, I found a Hall of Fame quarterback on that list and the foundation of a former punter. The state of Indiana is reuniting folks with $1 million per week. Your name may be on that list too. Go find it at indianaunclaimed.gov.
There is new video of Alex Preddy
93 WIBC.
clashing with agents a week before.
What happens next?
An organization called the News Movement says it shot this video as part of a documentary.
Happens here.
New Fox News poll, nearly 6 in 10 believe ICE has been too aggressive.
Stay in the know.
The Federal Reserve decided not to change interest rates yesterday.
While you're on the go.
People worried about U.S. military action in several regions.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Craig, we're doing okay here so far this morning. We do have a crash coming into downtown. It's inbound 65 of West Street on the off-ramp. And right now, no delay with that. We had a crash enclosure on the south side, an entrance ramp from 31 westbound 465. That ramp has reopened. Now we do have a crash coming out of that ramp. It's westbound 465 after 31. The right lane is blocked. If you're going around the south side today, watch out for this interchange. You could have some ice there. Traffic sponsored by 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. Indianapolis winters are serious business. 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning is here for heating repairs, replacements, and tune-ups. Visit 1HourAirIndy.com or call 855-1HOUR today. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Partly sunny, a high of 17 today. Wind chill actually pushes it down to -2, though. And right now it's -9 with a temperature of 2. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You have Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this very show. There is a list. I think that Reddit compiled this. Actually, it's an Ask Reddit post, which is tell us the truth about a thing that you normally wouldn't tell us the truth about because it's anonymous and on the internet. And so the premise is, what is disgusting habits? What are disgusting habits that everybody does? These are things that actually are kind of gross if you think about it, but most of us do them. Let's see how many we admit to on this very show. Number 1 was sticking your face in your armpit to see if you smell. That is a thing that a lot of people admitted to doing on Reddit. Do we do that on this show? If you wake up in the morning and you're not sure how you smell, which is always bad, but the answer is always terrible. If you're at the point where you're going to stick your face into your armpit, you probably smell bad, is usually the answer. But is this something we admit to doing?
Yes, very much so. On the regular, in fact.
Okay.
Yeah, that's now I make sure nobody's around. It's like if you have to scratch your nose or adjust, as a man would say. Yeah,
I get it.
You make sure nobody's around and you do the thing, and then you deny it. But I'm going to just say, yes, I do that. I smell myself.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
It might happen. Yeah, and you do one of those things where you're turning a corner and you're alone and you swing the arm up and everything just sort of happens.
What I can do is grab my fingers and look like I'm stretching, but I'm really turning my head into my armpit slowly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, number two on this list is a thing I've never done, and I'm being honest about this. I didn't think of this way to do it. Lick your wrist and then smell it to see if your breath smells bad. Is this something that anyone on this show does?
I've never even heard that.
Okay. I think one guy on Reddit outed himself for being a weird dude, and everybody else pretended it was normal. Because I've never
lick my wrist all the time. Yeah.
If you want to check your breath, you just cup your hands over your mouth and you breathe, right? Like that. You do that.
No. That won't, I don't think that does it because you'll be smelling the soap you used to wash your hands. You know, it's not a really good gauge to do it. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not a.
How do you do it? How do you do it, Matt? If you think you have bad breath, what do you do?
Well, first off, you do try to be preventive, make sure you brush your teeth on a regular, schedule.
Sure. Of course.
That's important to me.
It is.
But if you actually want to check, you can lift up your shirt a little bit over your mouth and breathe out and then breathe in,
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. You don't lick your wrists, though.
No. What is that too? I've never even heard of that.
I've never heard that. I don't know why that came up. All right, number 3. I like number 3 on the list, and I've definitely done this. It's the sniff test is what they call it for clothing. If you have a piece of clothing, maybe you didn't wear it a lot. Maybe you had it on for a little bit of time, and then you put it down and you changed outfits. You might sniff it to see if it's actually okay to wear again. and not throw it in the laundry. Is this something people do? I admit to doing this. Anybody else?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do it with my socks occasionally. And I know that sounds really gross, but I'm changing socks like 4 times a day with my schedule and everything. So I'll smell
and
my
all
socks.
the gym going and stuff.
Yeah, I wish I hadn't said that.
I blame the not washing my clothes as much as I used to on my wife, which is the exactly appropriate decision to make.
Bravo.
I'm sure that makes things great because she hates if I do something that's not that dirty and I put it in the wash to get it cleaned again. She hates that. She thinks that's a huge waste of our time and everything else. But I keep explaining to her every time that happens, I'm a man. And when a man puts a thing on and then a man takes a thing off, whatever it is, your shirt, anything, even if it's only been an hour, there is a chance I made it dirty because I'm a man. As a woman, she can, avoid that. She can wear something that she's worn before and maybe it's not as dirty. To me, I feel like 30 minutes and then it's probably not something I should wear again.
After you're done with the lecture, you wad up your shirt and throw it at her. You'll be like, I'm a
That's
man.
Correct. Yeah, I'm a man. It's a real fight.
You're
am I
a
wrong?
woman. I'm a man.
Come on. Am I right? Like, I've seen my wife, wear a shirt for a few hours and then put it up in, her closet and then wear it again. And I would never do that as a dude because my thing has been destroyed by manness.
Well, the thing with women is, especially if you're in love with her, she can smell like anything. You're going to be like, oh.
No.
Her body odor is so adorable.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest. She really doesn't sweat that much. It's just really an unfair difference in the two of us. There's items that don't get dirty as quickly as they do when I put my things on. And I think that's just a man difference. But maybe I'm alone here.
Well,
I don't
does
know.
she ever get into 2 or 3 days of wearing something over and over again before she washes it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can't.
All right.
See, what's bad about that, Matt, is I don't know. As a guy, I'm not even really sure.
You know your wife.
Yeah, I do. I pay attention to everything.
No,
I'm
I
the guy
wouldn't
that's
pay
got to be
attention to
told
that,
she got a
yeah.
haircut sometimes. It's
Right.
yeah. All right. One last one on this list, which I think a lot of people do, and it's weird, and we do it. But you smell your own farts. If you fart and you're in a position where maybe someone else is going to smell it, I think you might smell check it yourself to see how bad it is, and then deny that you did it. Right?
And the worse they smell, the better they smell.
That's true. The more impactful of a thing. Did we all say yes to this one or no?
No,
We plead
I'm
the
going to
fifth.
say no only because I'm so hideous and just so completely disgusting when my stomach drops. And, I eat the same thing every day. And if I go 200 calories off, the whole system just goes
the whole ecosystem.
It just goes bananas, man.
Okay.
And when that begins happening, I don't want to be me. I don't want to be. It's not so much I don't want to be around me. I don't want to be me. That's how gross it is. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We're all gross. I think that's what we learned within this segment.
Imagine
all
that.
right. Yeah, something else out there. I saw this. The Winter Olympics are a week away. They kick off next Friday in Italy, and they run through February, and nobody cares. That's what some of the polls are saying, that a whole lot of people have no intention of watching a lot of Winter Olympics. Is that true of this group or no? Are you guys excited about Winter Olympics? Are these a nothing thing? What do we got?
This is the first I've heard of it. And I 8 years ago was the last time I thought about the Olympics, maybe.
Fair enough.
I don't. Yeah, this is great. Where is it? Where are they having the Olympic Games this year?
Italy.
Italy. Okay, you probably said that. Good for the Italians. I think it's.
nice.
I hope they win all the medals, except not as many as us.
Yeah, no, I hope we win the medals, Matt. That's what we're supposed to say. You know what's funny about this? Go ahead,
hey,
Carl.
Matt, we have our Winter Olympics here on 465 ice skating.
Yeah, nobody wins. Yeah, there's no gold. We're all last place when we do that. Trust me.
What's funny about this to me, and again, I'm like Matt, I barely had any knowledge that this was a thing that was happening until I saw it while prepping for today, is they're actually playing games in the World Baseball Classic in Houston this year. I live in Houston, Texas. Games will be happening here. And so I looked into tickets, how much would it cost to go to a game between U.S. and Mexico or somebody? And a lot of them are very expensive. The cheapest game to go to is Mexico versus Italy. And I'm Italian, and so it could be kind of cool. They're $10 to see these two teams play in the World Baseball Classic. It's because Italy is terrible at baseball. That's what I found out. They're actually truly an awful team. So no one wants to go. So I kind of feel like I should overly cheer for the Italian team. And maybe this is my version of doing some sort of homage to the fact that the Olympics are there too. I don't know what you guys think of this thought, but that was where my brain went, is like I should go to that game because it's cheaper. It's still international baseball, and I can be the only Italian fan in the stands.
Is it going to be inside at Minute Maid?
No. It's at Daikin is what they call it now, which does have the indoor closed thing, but they'll probably open it.
Oh, it's during the summer in Houston?
No, it's like next month.
Oh,
again,
okay. So it's not going to be hot.
Right, yeah. Again, this is also the same thing. It's happening around the same time as the Olympics. What do we think of me going to the very cheap Italian baseball game?
I mean, in my mind, it's like for $10, you get to hang out with all the Latina and Italian single moms you want. And that was the first thing that popped into my mind.
Okay.
So I'm being selfish here. So, yeah, I say go.
Yeah.
I go. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know if I can pitch that to the missus now. Well, I don't know if that's the right way to go about it.
You don't have to use my words.
That's right. It's true.
Matt told me it would be cool.
Your baseball angle for your wife, I thought, was a lot better. You get to go see some baseball.
Yeah, we go. She cheers for the team from the country she's from. I cheer for the one that like 7 generations of me were from. Because it's not this version. I'm not that Italian, but there is an Italian in the family. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny because tickets to the U.S. playing Mexico are like $150. And if I want to see. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say it's always interesting because the Olympics, everybody's always kind of like, but when it comes to things like the World Baseball Classic or the Little Leagues championships and things like that, people get really, really excited. It's like there's something a little more clean or something a little bit more down to earth about it. But people get really excited about that stuff.
I think it is just Winter Olympics. No one cares as much. We're all angry that winter is a thing. I don't think we want to see people compete for Olympic gold medals in the winter. We don't want that. We want winter to be over.
Absolutely. Oh, you ain't kidding. Everybody on 465 just said, hell yeah, brother.
There you go.
From a guy's standpoint, women's figure skating is pretty fun to watch.
That's fine. It's not as good as gymnastics. All right, we'll take a break. A lot coming up. This got weird. A lot coming up on the show. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, the morning news. Matt's got traffic.
All right, we're looking at the south side. It's a crash westbound 465 at 31, blocking the right lane. No delay at the moment. And a crash inbound 65 exiting to West Street. That ramp is open. It's partially blocked. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today. Because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, it's Casey. Tensions are rising in the Middle East, and Donald Trump is making threats. We'll talk about it Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Time now for the Retirement Report with Casey Weed. Megan Mozak here with financial advisor Casey Weed, founder and CEO of Howard Bailey Financial. Now, many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Casey, is this a dangerous assumption?
Well, Megan, lower taxes in retirement can be an absolute myth. Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security income could be taxed. Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable. That's why it's important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes where possible. Well, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. We have a great resource to help our listeners today. We call it the Retire with Purpose Toolkit. You can get it today by calling or texting KIT to 888-494-5004. My team helped me put it together just for you, and it's complimentary. The center of it is a copy of my latest book, Job Optional. It has chapters on everything from taxes to Social Security to investments. We also include guides on other topics like long-term care and strategies for helping deal with a recession in retirement, among many others. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, just call or text KIT, K-I-T, to 888-494-5004. That's 888-494-5004.
Take advantage of this offer and get your Retire with Purpose Toolkit today. Just text KIT to 888-494-5004. The team at Howard Bailey Financial will get your Retire with Purpose Toolkit to you right away. So just call or text KIT to 888-494-5004.
Howard Bailey Securities LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. This is prepared for informational purposes only. It does not address specific investment objectives or the financial situation. Firm does not provide tax services.
Indiana winters are when serious plumbing problems show up. Frozen pipes, no hot water, backed up drains. Indiana winters deserve a real local Indiana plumber. Hey, it's Denny Smith, and at my house I use LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. Real local people answering your call who live, work, and play here. And they're specialists. All they do is water. Call the company I trust, LD Smith Plumbing and Drains, 317-927-7186, ldsmithplumbing.com.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A last-minute hold from a U.S. Senator. Your radar is clear over downtown Indianapolis this Friday morning where it's -1. It feels like it's -5. We're going up to 18. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 6:30. A 2-week funding plan for Homeland Security collapsed Wednesday when Senator Lindsey Graham placed a hold on the measure before it reached a vote.
If individual officers made a mistake, they're there to pay. But what we're doing to this force is unconscionable.
So after 2 Americans were killed in Minneapolis, Democrats called for stricter rules on agents, including no face masks, requiring warrants, and a standard code of conduct. They pointed to last year's 43-day shutdown resolved by a bipartisan agreement as a reminder of how long these standoffs can last. President Trump is preparing to name former Federal Reserve Governor Kevin Warsh as his choice to lead the central bank. A winter storm is moving up the East Coast, and forecasters say it could bring blizzard-like conditions from the Carolinas to New England. Parts of North Carolina and southern Virginia may see up to a foot of snow. At the Trump Kennedy Center last night, First Lady Melania Trump introduced a new film. She also addressed viewers tuning in from satellite theaters nationwide.
My guests in New York City. Hello, Boston, Philadelphia, Miami, Orlando, and everyone in Palm Beach.
And the film was produced by Amazon MGM Studios. It follows 20 days of the First Lady's life leading up to her return to the White House. And youth coaches across the country say they're running out of steam, and the numbers back them up. A new U.S. Center for Safe Sports survey of nearly 3,500 coaches across 66 different sports found many are considering quitting altogether. One of the biggest pressures comes from the sidelines. A large share of coaches are reported being verbally abused by parents. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Evansville-based Parlor Donuts built its brand with layered donuts that feature a variety of toppings and icing, a formula that is hitting a national sweet spot. Earlier this month, Parlor opened its 100th franchise store in Huntington Beach, California. Chief Growth Officer Justin Riot joined the company in 2022 as a franchise partner when there were just 12 locations.
And yeah, it's grown exponentially. A lot of times it's just, grabbing on to the bucking bronco, and you're just trying to tame the beast. That's just when you have that kind of rapid growth.
Parlor now has 18 locations in Indiana, stretching from its home in Evansville to Crown Point. Indiana University and Brown County will work together on community-identified projects tied to housing, quality of life, and economic development in the county. The partnership brings Brown County into IU's Sustaining Hoosier Communities initiative, a program that pairs IU Bloomington faculty and students with rural communities seeking support on locally driven projects. The Indiana Sports Corporation is looking for at least 30 businesses and organizations to provide 500 volunteers to participate in a community service day ahead of the NCAA men's basketball Final Four. The nonprofit will host the Jim Morris Day of Service March 24th with a focus on tidying up downtown Indy. The initiative is meant to honor Morris, a civic leader who played a major role in the development of the city's sports business strategy, including the relocation of the NCAA to Indianapolis in 1999. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
DePaul University's longest-serving president has passed away. Dr. Bob Bottoms led DePaul for 22 years, a tenure that would transform the campus and diversify its student body. DePaul's 18th president, Bob Bottoms, was 81. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
Yeah, Gary, on the south side, crash westbound 465 at US 31 East, and the right lane is blocked, slowing us down past that interchange. Southbound 65 at West Street, crash on the exit ramp. The ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Still could have some ice on those ramps and bridges. Please be safe as you make your way into work today. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Partly sunny, a high near 17 for today, but it's cold right now. It is 2 degrees, but with wind chill, it feels like -9. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC. With sports, Ryan Hedrick.
Craig, good morning. IU men's basketball team heads to L.A. Saturday to play UCLA. Head coach Darren DeVries says players like Nick Dorn need to step up as he finds his rhythm after recovering from an ankle injury.
You can really see here the last couple weeks, he's starting to find it, and then the playing time started to come up and increase. So he's finding, his spots, where he fits in our offense, and our guys know where he is too. So he's gotten very comfortable in that.
IU has won 2 straight games, including a win over Purdue Tuesday. Tomorrow's game tips off at 5. 12th ranked Purdue has dropped 3 straight games, and they head to Maryland Sunday. It's their longest losing streak of the season. Tip off at 1 o'clock. The New York Giants have requested interviews with Indianapolis Colts passing game coordinator Alex Tanney and offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter for their offensive coordinator position. And the Indiana Pacers are back at home tomorrow as they continue their homestand playing the Atlanta Hawks. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening a second location for my coffee shop this year?
I smell trouble brewing.
I needed to print new menus, loyalty cards, window signage, so I went to Staples.
That'll cost you a latte. Get it?
Uh-huh. Actually, I saved $100 on my print order, and everything looks amazing.
Well, grind my beans and call me impressed.
Staples made it easy.
If your business needs to print, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 1/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about. This was a big deal yesterday toward the tail end of the day. Actually, probably just a few hours after Tony's show would have ended, after I would have got off the air filling in for him. This is House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries saying that we needed to put Kristi Noem on ice permanently. This is how mafia people talk about killing someone, which is a very odd way for Hakeem Jeffries to What he seems to be trying to say is that we want someone to no longer be in a position of power, not we want someone to get murdered. But it definitely sounds like he's calling for her to be killed, which is horrible. The biggest reason that this is unsurprising is Hakeem Jeffries seems like a moron. He's the kind of person that very often President Trump will refer to as a low IQ person. But a whole lot of people on social media were defending Jeffries by saying, whether it's his stilted version of speaking, whatever it might be, that he just doesn't seem as intelligent as the average person. Even the average person scary that goes and serves our country in Washington by serving themselves and not serving us at all, because that's absolutely what they do. They don't serve us even a little bit. But here, I'll play the audio, and you decide for yourself if this is a House Minority Leader calling for the murder of the DHS Secretary, because that's definitely what it sounds like to a whole lot of people.
Got to go. We are dead serious. She needs to be put on ice permanently.
What?
She's got to go. And by the way, she's not the only one.
Okay. You want to kill other people, too. This is horrible. And honestly, and I've seen that, I think Kristi Noem, among others, has been calling for Democrats to lower the tone of the rhetoric, lower the craziness of it, because you're creating these people that are absolutely unhinged in the streets. The video of Alex Preddy from a week and a half before that I talked about a lot yesterday, before he died, having the thing that everybody saw that went viral, where he was, I think, provoking police, and then eventually a lot of horrible things happened. But nonetheless, where he's doing that a week and a half before, kicking out lights and stuff, you can see the unhinged nature of this human, of the way they behave, and the things that they believe they're doing and the reasons they believe they're doing them. And that comes from the way Democrats talk about standing up and fighting against Republicans or people who are conservative, and then even assuming that that means ICE as a whole. You're fighting President Trump through members of the federal police enforcement department that's removing illegal criminals from this country. It's such a weird way to say we can't win anymore against Trump. He won. He's back in office again. Let's fight every version of him that we think exists anywhere else and tell you you're fighting it too and make you more radical and insane. All right. I want to play another thing because if anything actually does ram home the message that voting for Democrats seems like a mistake, it's what's going on in Virginia right now. ABC 7 News there put up a story. Now, granted, this was already a tweet that went viral from a bunch of different conservative voices saying all the different tax ideas that Democrats have proposed in Virginia after taking power back in that state. It's hilarious how bad it is. I'll play this, about a minute of audio from ABC 7 on the East Coast, talking about how many new taxes they might have to pay after the Democrats won an election.
Here's a list of the many tax increases and proposals Democrats in Virginia are considering passing. They include additional local sales tax in all Virginia counties and cities, new personal property tax on electric leaf blowers and electric landscaping equipment, large employer tax, gun and ammunition tax, new income tax brackets, a delivery tax. This would hit you if you make an order on Amazon, Uber Eats, or an order that includes UPS, FedEx delivery, etc. here in Northern Virginia. There's also a tax they're looking at for events, concerts, an investment income tax, storage facility tax, gym membership tax, dog walking tax, dog grooming tax, counseling tax, digital personal property tax.
Okay, some of those are ridiculous. Here, let's let it go a little more.
New car taxes and highway use fees, an increase in the hotel tax here in Arlington, statewide speed cameras. Now, these aren't taxes, but
they're fines, and the fines become taxes. I love how ridiculous and unhinged it gets. A lot of people would think it's unhinged the whole time. I'm in that group, actually. But when you have like a dog walking tax and then a dog grooming tax, that just seems absolutely crazy. But yes, the people in Virginia who've been given back power after Republicans had it for some amount of time in that state, especially in the governor's office, have decided they want to take a whole bunch more of your money and do bad things with it. And by the way, if you think they're actually going to do great stuff, one last piece of audio I'll play before I take a break. Tim Walz, in a recent interview, saying how fraud is everywhere, not just in Minnesota. That was his defense of Minnesota. Not that we screwed up and bad things happened and we failed to fix them, but we actually did a similar job to how anyone else is doing when it comes to the massive amounts of fraud that we let go.
This fraud thing happens in every state. We had it here. I take responsibility for it. No one in state government had anything to do with it, but people stole from us. You got to stop that. We're working hand in hand with the U.S. Attorney's Office. That's gone now. I don't even know who.
Well, whatever. I don't want you to blame other. And yes, he did say stoled. That is the word he said, because he's also a low IQ person and a moron. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Hammer Nigel here for Window Nation. I have Window Nation windows installed in my house. The cold air has stopped coming through. The warm air has stopped exiting the house because of my grade A Window Nation windows. Definitely check out their sale, windownation.com. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free.
Window Nation, the best in the business. But don't just take my word for it. Check out their A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Check out their over 45,000 5-star reviews. Now, that's a big deal because nobody ever leaves 5-star reviews, but Window Nation has over 45,000 of them. Take advantage of this deal right now. Window Nation's buy 4, get 4 windows for free sale. It's going on right now. Schedule your fast and free, that's the key word, free estimate at windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Pretty good, Craig. We do have a crash on the south side. It's westbound 465 at 31, blocking the right lane and slowing us down for about a half of a mile. Northbound 65, south side now slow from Raymond into the south split. Northbound 65, a little bit tied out of the north split over to West Street. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Partly sunny, a high of 17 for today. It is 2 degrees right now in downtown Indianapolis. -9, with wind chill. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center, 93 WIBC.
Nobody cares for you like family. Heating and air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance, and in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Join us every Friday, right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Get ready for an unforgettable night. Train hits the stage with Bare Naked Ladies and Matt Nathanson on Saturday, August 1st at Ruoff Music Center. Celebrate over 25 years of hits and sing along to all your favorites. More information at WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins filling in. You have Matt, you have Carl hanging out, as they do every single morning on this show. I'd like to tell you the story of a 32-year-old man. This guy's name is Alex. He lives in Florida, and I guess he has some sort of crush. He's got actual feelings. He's developed them for a stripper. That at least seems to be the case in this story.
Hey now.
Thank you, buddy. Alex, as I said, is 32. He also, for some reason, dabbles in counterfeit money. His money on it says that it's not real, which usually would probably be a way for people to figure out that it's fake. It says for use in motion pictures only. I don't know how he got access to it. He has about $400 of it. Anyway, Alex decided that he's going to buy some chocolates and some flowers for the stripper that he's in love with. He spent $288 on that stuff. That's very expensive for just chocolate and flowers, in my opinion, for the stripper. I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying. He brought that stuff to the strip club. He then gave the stripper more of his fake money. And then the police were immediately called, and the guy got arrested for spending that much fake money. What do we think of this story?
Oh, wow. Strippers are really good at acting like they like you when they don't. And they're really good at making you buy stuff for them. I think it kind of comes with the territory of being a stripper, you know.
Sure.
And this is first off, you know, counterfeiting. We all fall in love. I wouldn't necessarily recommend, you know, start putting counterfeit money or using fake credit cards to impress your girlfriend. That's when we say you might be
or your stripper.
League. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So there's a lot going on here. You have breaking the law. You have breaking the law for a woman. The fact that she may not be into you because she's a stripper. I just feel bad for this guy. I really feel bad for him, you know?
I feel bad for him, too. I love that he did this all in the same day. He's like, I'm going to grab the chocolates and the flowers with the fake money. Then I'm going to go to the strip club and spend the fake money. Because it made it easier for the cops to arrest him at the strip club for both of the two things that he did wrong. But this is the part that I was thinking, Matt, because my brain went the same place with maybe she doesn't actually care about him. Game respects game. If she doesn't care, he's using fake money to buy her gifts. That's a lot of fakeness all being exchanged between the two people. I feel like there might be some sort of fair version of that. Granted, still illegal, still going to jail, but hey, he tried.
Does she get in trouble for accepting the gifts? Does she know? Was she in on it?
I don't think
arrested? Oh, okay. All right. So she gets
not
off
in here.
scot-free. She just, you know, she's just good at her job. She's professional. To me, this is professionalism. Yeah.
Did he try to bail himself out with the fake money?
Maybe. I feel like that probably was the next step, Carl. I love that the cops got called. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. When they arrested him at the strip club, not only did he have $400 more of counterfeit money, he also had cocaine and meth on him for some reason.
Well, yeah.
Another Florida man story.
Yeah. It's
going to happen. You know,
an intervention might be in order here for
probably.
This guy. There's a lot going on.
I love that version of continuing to say, Matt. A lot's going on in your life right now.
A lot going on there with that guy. Yeah.
There's a lot going on. All right. Another story that I saw out there that I thought was interesting. Netflix is debuting a brand new dating show. Some people online seem to think that this is creepy and terrible, and other people seem to think it's okay. It's called Age of Attraction, and the mystery will be how old the contestants are. The ages will be between 22 and 59, so everyone there will be, far and away an appropriate person in that sense. But anyway, people of one age could wind up dating people of another age and not knowing till some point later on in the show. People are saying this is creepy. Other people saying age is just a number. What do we think about the dating show Age of Attraction?
I think it's creepy. And I don't even know the age brackets yet. I mean, do we go as far
22
up
to 59.
22. So it's not like 22-85 or anything. It's
well,
not like...
I mean, 59-22 could happen, I guess, in the show.
I don't know how you square that circle. I mean, what are you going to talk about? I mean, what's the thing? What's going to be the conversation? Hey, do you remember that Blink-182 concert one? No, it's just not. It's not. But the show sounds incredibly like something I want to watch. But it does sound creepy at the same time. I totally want to see this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that sometimes you don't know how old somebody is, and that's a compliment to a person who might look younger than they are. And there is a point where in some of those relationships, maybe you don't care quite as much about age as maybe you should. I don't know. Is it truly creepy? Probably. But at the same time, if two people seem like they like each other, and then one finds out that somebody's like 10 years older than the other one at some point later on in the dating show, I don't know that I'm that upset about it. If it's like if I like the person already, and then I find out they're older than I think they are, I don't know how much that changes my opinion. That's just me personally, as a guy who's probably a terrible person.
No. But if you like each other, you like each other. And you hear all this stuff about gap couples making a comeback and everything else with 20, 25 years. And, although it might not be something for me, I just want people to be happy, So if you meet somebody, even if it's if you meet through this TV show and hook up, it's not going to last, all right? It's a reality TV show. Your relationship will not continue on.
No.
But, hey, if you do 25, 30 years apart, more power to you. If you're Bill Belichick dating a 20-year-old model, that's fine, I mean, if you're happy, you're happy,
Way to go, Bill Belichick. I love the fact that you said it's probably not going to last. I can't imagine the amount of people who tell this story at their wedding that I met on Age of Attraction, the dating show on Netflix, and it just seemed to stick from there. All right, we got a lot to do, a lot to talk about today. It is bizarre. Matt's got your traffic coming back in a little bit after that.
All right, Southside crash, westbound 465 after 31. The right lane is blocked. Traffic is jammed back to Keystone Avenue with 7-minute delay. Northbound 65 slow out of the north split up to West Street. And then southbound 65-70 slows from Washington down to the south split. Eastbound 465 stop and go traffic before I-65. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know. I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance, too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Jeff Saturday for Indiana Unclaimed.
Listen up. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Indiana Unclaimed might have found some of your money. And if you're like me, you had no idea. But I went and checked for my name on IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Look, I found a Hall of Fame quarterback on that list and the foundation of a former punter. The state of Indiana is reuniting folks with $1 million per week. Your name may be on that list too. Go find it at IndianaUnclaimed.gov.
Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at GotYour6.org.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
A new year means great new lease deals from Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport for $279 a month or a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for just $269 a month. Your choice for only $4,999 down. Make the most of the new year at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees, taxes, and first payment due at signing. Lease offers require qualifications for Honda loyalty. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, finally, it's Friday, which means it's Beer Sample Friday, plus some arguments, top stories of the day. All the fun starts 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
There is new video of Alex Preddy
93 WIBC.
clashing with agents a week before.
What happens next?
An organization called the News Movement says it shot this video as part of a documentary.
Happens here.
New Fox News poll, nearly 6 in 10 believe ICE has been too aggressive.
Stay in the know.
The Federal Reserve decided not to change interest rates yesterday.
While you're on the go.
People worried about U.S. military action in several regions.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Coming up in 2 minutes, when forecasters say we could get out of the sub-zero category, why an Indianapolis or former Indianapolis cop may be headed to prison, and a Hoosier who's headed to the Olympics. After Fox News from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, you are listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis on a Friday morning. It's 7 o'clock.
A call to ICE out. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. People being urged across America by those angry over immigration enforcement controversy in Minnesota to protest today by not going to work or school and don't shop. As the head of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem urges Democratic leaders to tone down rhetoric that's encouraging unrest, telling Fox.
Their riots are attacking our officers, not just when they're doing their work, but even at night at their hotels.
And days after she called the protester shot Saturday as a domestic terrorist, Fox's Chanley Painter reports.
Kristi Noem offering a shift in the wake of last weekend's shooting of Alex Preddy, pointing to the ongoing investigation and telling Sean Hannity last night, quote, we can always do better, and that her office was, quote, using the best information we had at the time in describing the incident.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter again. Overnight on Truth Social, President Trump posted about Alex Preddy, calling him an agitator and perhaps insurrectionist, reacting to video of Preddy days before the shooting. The president wrote he screamed and spit into the face of a calm ICE officer and crazily kicked a new government vehicle, adding it was a display of abuse and anger out of control. Democrats keep demanding ICE reforms. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries tells Fox.
Taxpayer dollars should not be used to brutalize or kill American citizens or to violently target law-abiding immigrant families.
And Senate Democrats are pushing changes before funding Homeland Security, and there's a deal being worked out with Republicans to only give DHS 2 weeks of funding while funding the rest of the government through September. Trouble is that funding is needed by tonight, and the House would have to approve that too.
Speaker Johnson says he's likely not going to be able to get the full House back here to Capitol Hill and in session until sometime on Monday. So any way you slice this right now, guys, we are staring straight in the face at a partial government shutdown starting tonight at midnight.
Fox's Bill Maloogian. President Trump just announced a new leader for the Federal Reserve, nominating Kevin Warsh to replace Chairman Jerome Powell, whose term is up in May. The president's often criticized Powell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
What a Hoosier lawmaker wants you to know. Your radar is clear over downtown Indianapolis, but it's another cold start for you. -1, the real feel is -4. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. Indiana Republican Senator Jim Banks said yesterday that Democrats have it all wrong when it comes to the killing of Alex Preddy. Here's John Herrick.
In an interview with WIBC's Hammer and Nigel, Banks said he saw a new video which appears to show Alex Preddy in a confrontation with federal agents 11 days before he was shot and killed in Minneapolis on January 24th.
The more that we see and learn, and this is the bottom line. The big point. If you don't remember anything else that I say today, it's this: Alex Preddy is not a hero.
He says Preddy might still be alive today if he was arrested and held accountable for confronting federal agents the way he did. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
At a Washington event on technology and security Wednesday, Indiana Senator Todd Young said the U.S. needs to work with its allies to strengthen supply chains.
We created a modestly funded group over at the State Department, the ITSE Fund, to train tech diplomats to go out and work with other countries countries, identifying vulnerabilities in supply chains, and work together.
Young said investment could dry up if investors stop trusting how the U.S. regulates its markets. A former Indianapolis cop now faces multiple convictions of child-related crimes. Hendricks County prosecutors say Kamal Bola, who spent 6 years with IMPD, was found guilty of child molesting, sexual misconduct with a minor, voyeurism, and obstruction of justice. He was acquitted of one additional molestation charge. Bola was arrested in September of 24. He'll be sentenced next month. At a New Year's Eve party in Newcastle, it ended with a fight inside of an apartment that left a man accidentally shooting his own son. Court records released yesterday say Samuel Porter had been drinking when an argument with another guy turned physical. The cops say Porter grabbed his gun, pistol whipped the guy, but in the process of doing that, the gun went off and he shot his son in the thigh as his son had stepped between the men. Cold temperatures will hang on across Indiana through the weekend and early into next week. National Weather Service forecaster Jason Puma says highs will stay in the teens through Saturday.
Our next best chance to really get above freezing really looks like Wednesday at this point. All the snow that we're seeing out there, it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
And Puma says we haven't hit the freezing mark now in 6 straight days. What started on the small slopes of southern Indiana will now carry Nick Gepper to Italy, where he'll compete for Team USA in the 2026 Winter Olympics.
Gepper now turns his focus to Milano Cortina, looking to make Olympic history once again for Team USA. With 4 Winter Game appearances, his journey continues with another chance to add to one of the most decorated careers in American freestyle skiing. After briefly retiring from competition in 2023, he returned with renewed focus on half-pipe skiing. He captured a gold medal at the 2025 X Games. Renuka Bajpai, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Pacers hope to have a renewed focus when they play the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow to continue their homestand. Tip-off at 7. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at a crash coming out of the south split. It's westbound 70 exiting to Meridian. South side crash westbound 465 at US 31 East. The right lane is blocked. Traffic stop and go back to South Keystone Avenue. And then on the south side, eastbound 465 stop and go from Madison Avenue over to I-65. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Get an extra $300 off top brands like LG exclusively at Grand Appliance. Visit a Grand showroom near you or grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. Good morning. Happy Friday. How does the weather look?
Oh, happy Friday. It's been the longest week known to man. It feels like it. Hey, we made it. Mostly cloudy conditions today, still cold, highs near 17. We'll fall to 0 tonight with wind chill values below 0 at times. And then on Saturday, still pretty chilly, temps around 16. Cloudy conditions, maybe a few flurries possible. And then going through the end of the weekend, I do think we'll see a little bit of sunshine, a slight warm-up with highs near 23.
Thank you very much, Tara. Right now, it is 7:07 Friday morning. Tony Katz, Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. A bunch of stuff out there to talk about. Democrats and the White House agreed to fund the Department of Homeland Security for 2 weeks while they negotiate restrictions on an immigration crackdown, et cetera, et cetera. That's the headline a bunch of places. Chuck Schumer seemed to be negotiating with President Trump about exactly this, which I think is a very hollow, symbolic version of a win for Democrats to their base, that we're going to impact the funding of Homeland Security and potentially ICE specifically. And it's a very bad loss for us, for the world, for the country that we live in. But vilifying police is not new from Democrats. Just the newest version is to go after ICE and say how little funding they deserve, et cetera, et cetera. And so here we are. We're now in a place that seems terrible, and it seems awful for a variety of reasons. And we're probably just the beginning parts of it, but we'll see. Tom Homan, of course, also landed and is seeming to do good work very quickly in Minneapolis. He's someone who is no nonsense, who doesn't really seem to allow the narrative to be spun against him. He will control exactly what the narrative should be while he's working there, and hopefully that makes things a lot better. I will say this, too. I don't even really want to talk about this for very long. I have something else I want to get to. But I hear so many different pundits, so many different people. To be honest, if you consume a lot of media, whether it's conservative media, liberal media, whatever it is you go to, I don't know why you do the second one, but people do it. You hear the same thing over and over again. Like everybody seems to have the same opinion of the same stories, or a variation of the same opinion of the same stories. And it gets a little annoying. That's not actually true, by the way. I do think there's a lot of nuance there. It just feels that way if you're kind of scraping the surface of all this stuff. And so there's something that, to me, feels more important than a discussion about what's actually going on. And it's what people actually believe. And I don't think we're getting that right. Very often I hear people say, well, the polling says that most Americans think that the immigration crackdown has gone too far, or the polling believes that this over here is somehow wrong or bad. I think that all of that is really perspective, and it really isn't necessarily capturing the actual opinion of many Americans. And I know I'm not alone in saying that, but very often when I hear the mainstream media outlet or even the conservative outlet tell me what the poll numbers are, I roll my eyes. I'm like, I don't care. I don't need you to tell me what you think a large amount of people believe based on some survey of 2,000 people that might be flawed. I need to actually assess for myself what a community seems to think of if things are getting safer there. Because the ultimate win of ICE specifically is that at the end of the day, if things are safer, if I wake up in my community and a month from whatever activity has been going on there, I feel like I can walk down the street at more times of night, which, by the way, that is happening a lot of places. I'm not saying it's just because of the work of ICE, although it feels like the two are probably connected, but there is less violence happening throughout the country right now, and there's less violence in a lot of big cities, so it seems like there is actually a win. And so I think maybe the American people need a little bit more time to demonstrate what side of the equation they're on with this, what side of the discussion they're on with this. And I always roll my eyes when I hear people say, well, the reason to change things, the reason to get Tom Homan in there and to reshape the conversation is because you were losing the PR battle. Were you really losing the PR battle is usually my first question. All right, I want to play this audio too. Seditious Six member, Senator Mark Kelly, which is what he's called as one of several different politicians that basically told the military men and women of our country to stop listening to the sitting president, which was crazy. But he was asked about the voter ID stuff. That is the latest pivot for Democrats. Essentially, what's happening here, Democrats are trying to defund ICE. And in doing so, it seems as though Republicans might try to get a voter ID law passed. That means we give you something that you want politically. We get something that we want politically that also might profoundly change how our elections work. And of course, Mark Kelly poo-pooed it and said that this was just another attempt to make elections harder or make voting harder, which is insane because voting because you're a citizen feels like an important aspect of our society. It feels like something we need to do. But anyway, here, I'll play the audio real quick and then we'll take a break. Let's get this going.
I was talking about attaching the SAVE Act to the DHS funding bill if it is amended.
Well, I think it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's consistent with what we've seen. They just sent the FBI to raid Fulton.
They did horrible stuff.
Election office there.
What if they find things in that raid? He doesn't care.
So I'm not surprised. They want to make it harder for people to vote, and they want to continue, Donald Trump's...
whatever. I'm already done. They don't want to make it harder for people to vote. They want to make it appropriate for people who are here legally to vote in this country, people who are citizens of this country to vote in this country. That's all they want to do. And calling it something else is absolutely trying to reframe it to make it sound bad, which is also awful. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
Celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's a new year. Ready for a fresh start or career reboot? At My Computer Career, prep for a more recession-resistant future in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, in months, not years, including AI. Whether you're starting out or switching careers, no prior training is needed. Attend school online from home or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu to take the free career evaluation today. mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hey, what's up? It's Nigel. I had a chance to stop by PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. It's such a great, unique, family-owned jewelry store. Huge selection and probably the most competitive pricing on these beautiful pieces of jewelry that I've ever seen. So, guys, did you forget your anniversary again? Trying to impress a lady in your life? Celebrating a birthday? You have to get to PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. They don't mark up their jewelry like the other guys. Sale prices every single day. PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. Tell them Nigel sent you.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Matt Bear, how do the roads look?
Craig, looking at the south side, and crash cleanup continues on westbound 465 at 31. The right lane is blocked and traffic is loaded up back to South Keystone Avenue. It's a 9-minute delay. Eastbound 465, stop and go after 31 over to Emerson Avenue. Crash downtown. It's on the exit from westbound 72 Meridian, Illinois. That ramp is open. It's going to be a little tricky at the moment, and do watch for ice as slick conditions on these ramps and bridges today. Still could be out there. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because of B Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Partly sunny, a high of 17 for today. Right now it's 2, and the temperature actually feels like negative 11 with wind chill. But that temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC. Tony Katz, Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Thrilled to be with you. Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. People are mad at rich kids, apparently. That's a topic I saw in the New York Post. I think one of the Beckhams, like her allowance went viral, and her allowance is $1 million, which is that's a good amount of money. That seems good. But Nepo babies are something that people are complaining about. The rise of, quote, rich talkers is what they call them, people who flaunt the fact that they get a whole bunch of money from their rich family members to do whatever they want in their lives with. Here's what's funny to me about this. The overshare world that we exist in society, like in social media, is the reason that we even get to see this stuff, and the reason these people go viral, and then the reason other people get jealous and mad about it. But rich people spending their money on fun stuff has been going on for a while. So to be mad about it now seems uniquely silly and stupid. And if you made the money, you're allowed to spend it however you want. This is also fine to me. But this is a big new trend, is crapping on the rich talkers who are out there who seem to be enjoying life more than me and you.
If I was a Nepo kid, I would have an Instagram account just with my G5 airplanes. And then have another one just for all of my model girlfriends. I mean, this is what kids do. I mean, think about it. We're all more secure now. We're supposed to be, at least more as our middle age is here and we're in that, we're supposed to be more mature about these kinds of things. But seriously, if he had the money, you just might do that. And like you said, I mean, kids have been rich for our entire life. And it's, the new kid driving, the 16-year-old kid driving a really nice car to high school, and you're looking around being like, man, I wish I had that. I don't know why this is a problem and everybody's mad. It's just because they have access to it. That would be my guess.
Yeah. Dude, that's the best example is when I was in high school, the crap my car was, and then the cool kid who had the really cool car that his parents bought him that he did nothing to get. Like there was nothing about that was something that made me mad because he didn't deserve it or so. I don't know. It's so funny. It's just life. Like that's a great lesson to learn at 16 in life that my stuff isn't the same as everybody else's. And that's how life's going to be the whole time. Like I'm not going to be given something if I don't have access to it and someone else might. And I just have to get over that. That's a me thing, not a them thing, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, like you said, it's a perfect life lesson. It's the perfect way to say that. I mean, life is not fair. It's just not going to be. And you can look at that and maybe use it to inspire you. I don't know. Something like that just would have made me jealous as a teenager. I would look at that and be like, yes, I want that someday because that's the kind of teenager I was. But you can use that to further yourself in life. But at the same time, don't expect anything. I mean, it's just it's not fair. That's life.
Amen. All right, by the way, I did forget something. I realized as soon as the segment started that there was something that had fallen out of my brain for some reason. We'd have to do a boo or popcorn moment. So pause on this, Matt. Oh, yeah. We'll get back to some of the sillier stuff in a second. But I do have a popcorn moment available, and it is brought to you by Boer Home Remodeling. I'll go ahead and play that audio, Carl, if you want. All right, there we go. Anna Navarro last night, or a couple nights ago, I think, said something that was uniquely unhinged and insane. And this certainly coming after you see the video of Alex Preddy kicking out the back of lights of cop cars and spitting and yelling F words at police officers. But Anna Navarro said he's essentially the perfect man, the man that everyone would want to grow up to be and everyone would want to grow up to date, which is the left's version of insanity when they have to prop up these figures that they make bigger than whoever they actually are all the time, because it's never actually about telling you the truth. It's always about fulfilling the narrative. But here we go.
They chose to, they killed the wrong guy, right? Because this is like the perfect guy. Alex Preddy is the guy you would want to date your daughter. The guy you would want your son to grow up to be, a decent human being who was serving humanity, serving sick veterans, who is, there's nothing that has been said about that man that isn't wonderful. And so they can't malign him.
They can malign some of the ridiculous things he did. His own parents were begging him to stop showing up at these protests and these things with ICE officers and interacting with ICE the way that he was doing it, like yelling and screaming and spitting on them and stuff. His own parents were begging him to stop doing that because they thought it was a terrible idea. They thought it was dangerous and it could result in something bad happening, which is exactly what happened. So it's amazing to watch Anna Navarro on CNN say what she says about this situation and her perspective of it. Because the other thing I'll tell you, and this can go beyond politics, this can be a macro observation in our society. The amount of people who only understand the headline of something is through the roof. I think it's always sort of been a thing, but it feels like it even more so is a thing now. Like I very often find myself in arguments with people where they don't know most of the details to the thing they're talking about. And your brain starts to really struggle with how you can be this deep into a conversation with someone where they seem to really care about a thing. Like the other thing is it's not just that you're having a conversation about a random topic that they don't seem to care about. They seem to have a very definitive opinion. They have a lot of things they want to say, and yet very few actual facts and pieces of information they know, and they don't care. I think I've said it on this station before. I filled in other places, and one of my favorite fill-in shifts that I did in Florida at a radio station in Fort Myers was when a Democrat called the station and kept refusing to go look up information. And I eventually said to the person, like, why? Why do you not want to look this stuff up? And they're like, because I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I want my opinion to be whatever it is on anything. It's the version of wanting to be the guy arguing about sports in the bar who doesn't have the internet to tell him what he's right and wrong about. I don't know. But it's just so funny to me that, and funny might not be the right word, that so few people actually want more details than whatever details they've found already. They're like, this is my fill. It's like we all have a gas tank of details. And once you hit your full line of your details in your tank, whatever it is, based on, I think, also whatever the narrative is that you already believe going in, the confirmation bias stuff going in, that once you're at full, you're not going any further. You're done. I'm not going to look anymore. I don't want to talk about this for even one more second. Seems to be the case. But that's just, I don't know. To me, it's been very amusing to watch that play out so often in so many places. And I don't know why it is. I know I'm just ranting now on the show. And Matt, feel free to chime in if you have any thoughts on any of the things that I'm saying here. But the one other thing that I keep thinking about is we have so much media out there now, like things that I don't even think you'd call media a few years ago that now are media. The YouTube guy who has the YouTube show with 100,000 viewers on it. And so because of that separation of I think just creation of these products, you have a whole lot of people that know very little, a whole lot of the emperor has no clothes that wind up having a decent amount of influence and audience and saying things. One of my favorites is every single time you hear someone on ESPN or anywhere else, Stephen A. Smith, for example, totally get something wrong in the world of basic sports, like a name for a player that he thinks on a team that's not there anymore, and they don't care. Like, I'm too big for that. This error might have hurt a younger person. It's not going to hurt me in my career because I'm just going to move on to other things. But it does seem like there's a whole lot less experts in unique fields and a whole lot more opinion across the board and everything for a whole lot of us out there. That's at least my rant on this. Anything you got on that, Matt, or no?
I mean, I'm just thinking when you just digest a headline, you're not getting any context and you're not getting any history to anything. And you don't know the history, but what you can do is immediately feel your angst and your anger and everything that you're upset about. I mean, that's what the headline does for you. If that's all you're looking for, that's all you're going to get. I mean, history matters less and less today. And I don't want to be so cynical or, but it does. It just doesn't count right now. It feels like history, context, in taking, it is so effective. People know that it's so effective to take things out of context because that's what people want. They want to hear what their narrative is, and so that's why we take clips out of context, or not us here, just in general with the MSM.
Society does. Yeah, a whole lot of people do. And the last thing I'll say is confirmation bias, which is what you're saying is so strong. So many people go into something like, I know the answer to this, I just need to see the moment where I think my answer has been confirmed, and then once I got the answer that I thought was the answer the whole time, I'll close this screen that I'm looking at and never look at it again, because now I think that I'm right. Now I know the correct information, and I don't need to know anything that blows my narrative to pieces.
I've done that with medical information. As soon as WebMD tells me what I want, I'm not going to another website because I feel good. I feel good about how I'm feeling. And that's so I'm guilty of that. I will fully admit that I'm guilty of that. You get the news, you want to hear it, then you don't want to hear anything else. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. You know what's funny about that, too, that you just said that? I have a coworker that is dealing with a bit of a health thing. I hope it's not that bad. But he kept telling me the other people in the office and what they thought his problem was. And I kept thinking in the back of my head, like, you should probably check with a doctor. Like, you probably shouldn't check with the other people we work with and getting their opinion of stuff. Like, you should probably eventually go to a medical professional and see how they feel about your situation. But I think that's human nature is, you're just like, well, the consensus at this radio station is that I'm not really that sick, so I'm probably fine. And it's like, well, that's great, but none of us are at all medical people. None of us know any of the things we're saying.
And the internet is not generally a great source for medical information. And generally, if you look at the internet, it's like, oh, I'm going to die.
Yeah. I'm almost always going to die in 24 hours, which WebMD has never been right about that. I've always made it through the 24-hour period. All right. I love this. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll do Marketplace correctly. I promise we'll do that. Matt's got traffic for us.
All right, guys, looking at the south side, westbound 465 at US 31, crash blocking the right lane and causing stop-and-go traffic back to I-65. Crash westbound 70 coming out of the south split. That's partially blocking the exit ramp to Meridian. So that's westbound 70 exiting to Meridian. Ramp is open. It's partially blocked. Northbound 65 stop and go after Keystone Avenue into the south split. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up on the Hammer and Nigel show, finally, it's Friday, which means it's Beer Sample Friday, plus some barguments, top stories of the day. All the fun starts 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What say we start that new year with a new car at Tom Roush Lincoln? Hurry in for the 8-9-10 deal. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? The 8-9-10 deal right now at Tom Roush Lincoln. Come get a great deal on all three from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A familiar face at the Federal Reserve. Radar clear right now in downtown Indianapolis, where it's -2, another day below freezing. Right now, the real feel -4. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31. The president has chosen a former Fed insider to run the nation's central bank.
President Trump has named former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh to succeed Jerome Powell as Fed chair. The announcement was made in a Truth Social post this morning. Warsh met with the president yesterday. Markets perceive Warsh as supporting lower interest rates, but they see him stopping short of more aggressive easing. The nomination must be confirmed by the Senate. Powell's term as chair expires in mid-May. Warsh served on the Fed's Board of Governors for 5 years.
That's Fox's Gina Casola reporting. A bill to help avoid a partial government shutdown now stalling out in the Senate.
We can find out a way forward, but not this way. ICE agents are not infallible, but I appreciate what they're doing. I've never been more offended than I am right now by what's being said about these folks.
South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham speaking outside of Majority Leader John Thune's office. This all has to do with funding for the Department of Homeland Security, as Democrats only want to fund DHS for the next couple of weeks. Senator Lindsey Graham says that they need to be fully funded. Indiana Republican Senator Jim Banks says he's seen new video that shows Alex Preddy in a confrontation with federal agents more than a week before he was shot and killed in Minneapolis.
He was engaged in activities that he should have been held accountable for. He should have been arrested 2 weeks before he was shot. I mean, in fact, he might still be alive today if he was arrested and held accountable.
Banks tells WIBC's Hammer and Nigel that the threats against ICE officers have gotten out of hand, and he says Preddy is no hero. Luigi Mangione returns to court in New York City today for his most consequential hearing yet.
The judge is expected to rule on a motion by Mangione's defense team to dismiss 2 charges against him, including the most serious one that allows prosecutors to seek the death penalty. So that most serious charge is murder through use of a firearm. If the judge throws that out, Mangione would face 2 counts of stalking and a maximum sentence of life in prison, but his execution would be off the table. Another big decision that could come this morning is about what evidence can be presented at trial. Mangione's defense team argues that his constitutional rights were violated when police in Pennsylvania searched his backpack and read his journal without a warrant.
That's Fox's Nate Foy in New York City. And the U.S. population growth is really slowing down, and experts say immigration has dropped a lot. And on top of that, fewer babies are being born. Sports on WIBC at 7:34. Purdue head coach Matt Painter's team has lost 3 games in a row as they hit the road this weekend to play Maryland. And after Tuesday's loss to IU, Painter says that he's frustrated because he's not connecting with his players.
But from a competition standpoint, you can't come in and out of competing for loose balls and rebounds. You can't do that. There can be some other things that you come in and out of, but that piece of the game we have to be better at. And we out-rebounded by 5. We should have out-rebounded by 15.
And the Boilers lost to IU on Tuesday, 72-67. Sunday's game in College Park, Maryland tips off at 1. IU men's basketball heads to LA Saturday to play UCLA. That game starts at 5. Butler takes on Georgetown Saturday inside Hinkle Fieldhouse. Catch the action starting at 11:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The New York Giants have requested interviews with Colts passing game coordinator Alex Tanney and offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter for their offensive coordinator opening. And the Indiana Pacers back at home tomorrow as they continue their homestand playing the Atlanta Hawks. Tip-off at 7, coverage at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com on this Friday morning at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Crash coming out of the south split, westbound 70 exiting to Meridian. Northbound 65 on the south side, stop and go traffic. Keystone Avenue to the south split, a 7-minute delay. South side crash, westbound 465 at US 31. The right lane is blocked and traffic jammed up back to I-65, an 11-minute delay. And then eastbound 465, stop and go traffic from US 31 to South Keystone Avenue. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today. Because of B-Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It is cold in Indianapolis right now. It is 2 degrees, but with wind chill, it feels like negative 11. The high today is about 16 or so, I think, is what's in the forecast right now. 17, excuse me. So yes, just a cold day. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
British fires ringed Boston as the siege dragged on. But Washington's eyes were already turned south.
WIBC celebrates the spirit of 76. Brought to you by the WIBC Daily Newsletter.
January 30th, 1776. From Cambridge, Washington ordered General Charles Lee to prepare New York for war. British ships ruled its harbor, and Washington feared the city would be their next target. Lee was told to fortify the city and raise defenses. The warning proved prophetic. The Revolution's next great trial was coming, and it would unfold on the waters of the Hudson.
The spirit of 76. History remembered. Freedom celebrated. Have the latest headlines and show content delivered to your inbox daily. Sign up at WIBC.com.
Whenever I'm out of wandering, chasing Tony Katz, Morning News. 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Matt and Carl hang out as they do every single day on this very show. The Marketplace segment is a uniquely fun thing for someone like me to do. Occasionally dive deep into the weird world of things that people sell on Facebook's Marketplace. That's brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, of course, a place that'll write you a check. All three of us have made money on Indiana Unclaimed, so you should go there, fill some things out, and see if anybody in Indiana owes you money that Indiana Unclaimed knows about, because they'll get you that money, and you want it. But this Facebook Marketplace today is uniquely strange, at least to me. At least I think it is. It's a person who 3D printed a game that I don't think exists. I don't know what they're talking about. They said it's a fidget package, so it's like a fidget spinner or anything else for people that might be, in need of a distraction with their hands. And this is the part that's going to get weird. It's called Tickle the Pickle, and it is a 3D printed thing that looks. Thank you, Carl. It's a 3D printed thing that looks like a jar of pickles, and all the pickles have little faces on them. And I guess the fidget is that you tickle the pickles.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, yeah, it looks like they all look like little fortune cookies that you crack open and maybe a fortune's inside, something very clever or witty in this case from
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I would guess that. You could also looks like when I was a kid, I could have stored my roaches on them.
Yeah.
Kid meaning like teenager. Okay.
No, I got it. I
figured
out what was going on
that
there.
Crawl on the floor.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Carl.
That's not what he meant.
Not like
okay,
I was
that's fine.
getting high in the ball pit or anything.
No.
Yeah, but this is Tickle the Pickle and little funny little eyes with lips, and I don't know. I mean, I'm glad this is what we can do with a 3D printer. This is what it's meant for.
Here's my other favorite parts of this post, and it's brand new, by the way. I just happened to stumble upon it while I was on Facebook Marketplace. It's $10, but don't buy it is in the listing. They don't want you to give them the $10 on Facebook. They want it another way. So it sounds like a really shady version, like a drug dealer's version of buying the 3D Tickle the Pickle game.
Are they money laundering?
I don't know, man. I don't think you should buy this from anyone at any time.
For the $10.
Yeah, there you go. I don't think you should buy this from anyone at any time. I especially don't think you should buy it from someone who's like, yeah, but let's meet in the alley.
Okay,
and I'll get you the Tickle the Pickle there.
That's a good idea. Just meet in a small alley in Packerton, and you'll be.
It'll be fun.
It's special,
Well, it's just honestly, you guys do this segment every day on the show. Is this what you usually find? Is like unhinged weird stuff that people are selling?
Yeah. You never know what you'll find at the marketplace. It's like a flea market. Yeah. It's anything you want it to be as far as commerce goes. It's just beautiful.
I wonder how many things Tony has helped. I wonder how many things Tony has helped gotten sold. Like people bought them because they heard about it during the marketplace segment. If someone buys Tickle the Pickle because of this segment, we failed because we're not telling you to buy it. But it might be something that someone purchases.
Hey, I'm selling Tickle the Pickle today. We're moving this item, no doubt. We did. He really helped out with this. It was a class ring from St. Mary's, and he kind of got a conversation going because somebody had lost their class ring, and a lot of people got involved in that. I don't know if they ever found it, but you can do that with the marketplace a little bit. Help people out. So it's cool. It's cool like that.
Okay, so you're saying I could do like a genuine version of this when I fill in, like actually try to find something that people want, and then encourage people to. Okay.
From what I've seen on the marketplace, good luck with your genuine version of this. It's cool.
That's fine. That's good. Okay. Well, we've helped the Tickle the Pickle people who are out there, and there's really just one of them. And I don't know why they're doing this. Again, I couldn't help it. To be honest, I know we got to take another break, and then we'll come back and we'll do more stuff in a bit. But when I found this post, I was like, I can't do this as the marketplace. I can't. And then I kept looking at it like I can't not do it as the marketplace thing because of how weird this is. I don't know if I made a good decision or not, but my brain heavily debated if this should have been the item that we highlighted today.
It's all good. It's an adult toy, Like, I mean, as in toy for adults. That's,
right.
I know. It says recommended for adults.
Yeah, I'm
it
done.
does. All right. So we're going to take that break now, and then we'll come back and we'll do other stuff. Fantastic. Craig Collins filling in along with Matt and Carl, and I blame them for this segment that was 100% my fault, which seems about right. A quick break, a lot coming up in a bit.
New Year's resolutions come and go. Big Ten wins, you earn those.
Dorn in the corner. Bingo!
Big Ten basketball means tougher defenses, louder buildings, and zero margin for error. Coach Darren DeVries has the Hoosiers ready for the work.
Our mindset has to be, regardless of shots falling, our defense has to keep us in the game.
Up next, IU versus UCLA, Saturday at 5. No fluff, no filler. Hoosier basketball on 93 WIBC.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
When the deals drop at Kohl's, you feel it. You see up to 50% off end-of-season must-haves, plus up to 85% off clearance favorites. And suddenly, your whole world narrows to one thought. Must shop now. Your to-do list gone. Your dinner plans forgotten. It's just you and your cart gliding through the store. Yeah. Kohl's deals will do that to a person. Save in-store and online now. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Get the Dugan Air Premium Service Tune-Up for just $57. The Dugan Air experts won't just inspect, they will fine-tune your furnace to perfection with a detailed 27-point safety check. Plus, Dugan Air's no-breakdown guarantee means you'll bask in comfort all winter long without worry. In Johnson County and South Central Indiana, experience the Dugan difference. Dugan Air is your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Go DuganAir.com.
Premium service, no shenanigans.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Matt Fair, how do the roads look?
Greg, we have a crash coming out of the south split on westbound 70 exiting to Meridian. That ramp is open, partially blocked. Westbound 70 Harding Street, a traffic hazard blocking the right shoulder. Looks like a stall. Southbound as 465. Over on the east side, a little bit slow around East 56th Street. And then westbound 465 at US 31 south side version. Right lane blocked because of a crash. Traffic stop and go back to I-65. Looking at the east side, northbound 465 slow before Penn Pike up to East 56th Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It looks like it's going to be cold. It is 2 degrees right now. With wind chill, it's negative 11, and the high is only 17 today. So very cold day. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Get ready, Indy. Leonard Skinner and Foreigner team up for the Double Trouble Vision Tour live at Ruoff Music Center on Friday, August 7th with special guest Six Gun Sally. Find more details on WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 at WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. We have Matt and Carl hanging out as they do every single morning on this show. I have a story about Starbucks. I have another story about like common questions you shouldn't ask when you first meet people. Both of those are normal, easy topics. We can discuss them. We might in a very short amount of time here. And yet there's another like weird story that we just did a weird marketplace segment. And I can't help it, but this is like, it's just sitting here on my computer. I prepped it. I have it. I'm debating if I should do it, and we're going to do it. I can't stop it. A woman who recently gave birth to a baby said a very odd thing. I don't know why I said to a baby. Like, what else would she have given birth? Anyway, a very odd thing happened after the woman gave birth. She grew a third body part that she didn't have before, a third boob. is what she said. She grew. Yes, I just said that on a morning show.
Whoa.
It's like
That's cool.
what a great use of that sound, Carl. I know you were waiting all day to play that. That's a great one. She grew a third one, and she says like it's the complete thing. Near the first two, there's a third one, and now she's going viral for telling this story to the internet, and a whole bunch of dudes who are probably reacting exactly the way that they would react on Beavis and Butthead. So I wanted to open the floor to the question about the woman who's gone viral for saying she now has a third nipple.
I just go immediately to Total Recall in the scene with the alien. You know, the alien, and she pulls open her shirt, and all three are clear and present. And yeah, that was a great moment in my youth. However, for this woman, I worry about her support. How do you find proper attire to be able to support that?
Doesn't Sydney Sweeney sell a bra now?
Well,
she does.
I don't think she sells one for $3.
Yeah, not yet.
I don't think that's on the shelf yet, Carl.
Yeah, not yet. Here's the thing, like I just want I want to ask this. I want to ask this genuinely. Did I make a mistake to talk about this topic on the radio? Is this something I should have avoided or no?
Well, I
genuinely
know.
want the feedback, the show prep help from you guys. I saw woman grows third boob as a story before I got on the radio in Indianapolis today, and I was like, oh, this is a yes from me, but it probably shouldn't be.
I think it has huge cultural significance, in fact.
Okay, good.
This is how the X-Men started, you know?
Yeah, right? Dude, this would be my favorite X-Men as a little kid. This one was an X-Man. Be my favorite. The exact opposite of Cyclops.
Well, what's the superpower? That's what I want to know.
I think I already know what it is. Anyway, anyway, that's a real story. It's out there. Other people were talking about their other pregnancy things that maybe changed something on their body. Nobody else grew a third boob. All right, let's go to the other topics, the ones that are more friendly to the radio people that might have just been offended by things that I said. Starbucks' CEO has laid out the long-term growth plan for the company, and I thought it was actually kind of funny. They did Investor Day for Starbucks. I'm not somebody who poo-poos the Starbucks. I actually still go quite often. The wife loves it. But his plan is to open more stores, and I don't know why I found that so amusing, because I thought they just started closing a bunch of stores because they had too many of them. But the new CEO of Starbucks says, here's what we need. We need more Starbucks, and we're going to make more money. What do you guys think of Investor Day announcement? We're opening new stores.
I think Starbucks just has a fabulous business model going on right now. I believe, how can I criticize when it's just like this huge gazillionaire corporation and everything, and they make so much money. But the idea of adding stores, and I'm sure there's a balance to that with the economy. You add stores sometimes, you take away stores and you build them back. But Starbucks, it just really seemed to me it was best as just kind of a little cafe that you would go to and study or do some work and have some really strong coffee, maybe a latte or whatever else that they're doing, and it's how do I say this? Starbucks is gotten bigger than its brand. It's gotten a little too big and almost too in a cliche type way. So I don't know. Go back, put a Starbucks on every corner if that's what you have to do, and then you'll tear them down 5 years from now. Sure.
I kind of love the idea though of going to the 2028 or 2027, whatever years they were projecting, expectations for a place like Starbucks, and listening to that pitch. I need more information before I decide if I want to throw my $10 into the ring. I don't know. What are they planning on doing next year? Oh, they're opening more stores again? Okay, that sounds good to me. Because it does feel like at that point, the investor meeting might be a tad useless in the world of Starbucks and what they do or don't do. They're probably not going to be out of business next year. I will say that as far as my assumptions go.
I do think it's interesting that they're choosing to add stores while some of their workers just got done striking. So I don't know if one thing has another thing to do with it, but it's just, I don't know. It seems like an odd time to expand for me. Or maybe, the strikes just aren't that effective. Maybe that's a possibility too. But all of a sudden you decide on expansion when you don't have your whole house actually in order. That seems a little difficult to me.
But I feel like just 2 weeks ago, I heard a story where they're going to close stores. They're like, we don't need a Starbucks in every block in every major city.
Yeah, man.
But now we're going to reopen them because we actually do need that second location. All right. One last story, and this is something I also mentioned. The common useless questions that people can ask that will potentially kill communication, connections, maybe first dates, very simplistic stuff that apparently you shouldn't do if you want to have a genuine conversation with someone. Examples of stuff that people say that you shouldn't. How are you? Like at the beginning of a conversation, at some point in it, just asking a generic version of how are you doing isn't as good as having a more informed version of the same question, according to the experts. I don't know what we think about this, but you can check how someone's doing, but you should probably have something better than, so how are you doing? Because usually people just say fine and then move on to something else.
I feel like this is so weird, but I have social anxieties out there, I feel a little intrusive sometimes when I ask, how are you? I know it sounds crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I do, because to me, I feel like I'm like stepping over somebody's boundaries. And maybe it's because she's really attractive and that's something to do with it. But, there are certain... I don't know how to explain it. It's like I care, but at the same time, maybe people don't want to talk about their day. I take that into consideration. So, that's I understand, but maybe be a little more specific with a question like, hey, how was work or something. Like, maybe that'll do it.
You know what's funny to me? The reason that I love what you just said, Matt, is because you expect people to give real answers, and then you feel like it's actually going to be intrusive. Because if you ask somebody how they're doing, the odds of someone telling you the truth in response to that is so low that it's not actually intrusive to me. Like if I ask how you're doing and you say I'm fine, but the answer is not that you're fine, I didn't intrude because you didn't open up. But you are an authentic enough human, Matt, that if I bumped into you in the hallway and said, how are you doing? I'd actually get a real answer. And so, yes, that could easily be stepping over a line with someone who you might not feel you know well enough, or first date situation, if they actually gave you truth back in response to something that simple. I love that, man. I that's my interpretation of what you just said.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. It's just so much of its perspective anyways. I mean.
Yeah, because all the time I say, how are you doing to people? And the answer I get from them is like, good.
Yeah.
I say that every day. I walk into a building I work at, and the person who sits there and does security in the front desk, I ask how she's doing. She asks how I'm doing. We both say good. We go about our day. I have to do it. I need to do it. Yeah. But I know that we're probably not being honest ever with each other, and that's also fine. It's also totally
But there's a mutual respect and love there, just by saying hello. Yeah, of course.
She's a lovely young woman. She's very friendly and kind, and she smiles, and I smile, and I have no idea how she's actually doing in her life. And if I go in today to work and ask her, Matt, I'm probably going to get a hit in the face. All right, you got traffic. Take it away.
Punched in the nose. Looking at the south side crash, westbound 465 at US 31. Crash blocking the right lane. A 16-minute delay back to I-65. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well,
not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Hi, it's T. Brian Hayes here from the Retirement Money Matters Show.
In today's rapidly changing, uncertain, and volatile financial world, setting up and maintaining a successful retirement plan has never been more important. To accomplish this, you will have to make some updated and strategic planning moves. Join me this weekend on the Retirement Money Matter Show to learn about several key moves you may very well need to make right away. The Retirement Money Matter Show airs this Saturday morning at 6 a.m. right here on WIBC.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis has been a local, family-owned and operated business for nearly 50 years and helps keep Central Indiana's economy strong by employing over 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis stands by their products and services while they share and embrace our conservative values. So when you have garage door problems, call them today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis, 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
It's the strongest hearts that remind us to cherish the moments. It's the grandmas who made us sit up straighter, the grandpas who showed us old records, and the parents who were embarrassingly loud at our games. It's those hearts that are anything but ordinary. Caring for extraordinary hearts for decades, Franciscan Health knows heart care is more than just a name on a chart. It's somebody who shaped your whole life. Heal your heart today at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
IMI is hiring CDL Class B drivers. Visit their job fair February 4th and February 7th at the Hilton Garden Inn, 6930 Intech Boulevard. Learn more at driveimi.com.
It's 2026 and it's time to get your home zero-resified. Call the Zero Res Cleaning Heroes for the WIBC special, 317-388-5141, zeroresindy.com.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Coming up in 2 minutes on this Friday morning, what kind of federal help is headed to Indiana? Why a former Indianapolis cop may be headed to prison? Why one Hoosier political leader says a member of his team fell short? And what's behind IU's basketball improvement? After Fox News from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios on a Friday morning, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
President Trump has found the new head for the Fed. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We should have the lowest interest rate anywhere in the world. They should be 2 points and even 3 points lower.
And now President Trump has nominated a replacement for Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, Kevin Warsh, a former Fed governor and current Stanford University business professor who last year called for regime change at the Fed. The president just posting on Truth Social, Warsh will never let you down.
Kevin Warsh is somebody that the president has known for several years. He served in a economic advisory capacity during his first term. He's now been nominated by the president to succeed Jerome Powell when his term ends in May. We all know the back and forth there, some of the frustration the president has had with Powell when it comes to interest rates.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff at the White House. The president is also suing one of his own government agencies, filing a $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS over leaks of his tax records that were made public. In the anger and protests over immigration enforcement in Minnesota, there is a call for people across America to ice out today. Skip work or school. Don't shop. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem tells Fox Democratic leaders should
change their rhetoric because it is encouraging the kind of violence that we see on their streets today.
Democrats in Congress are demanding ICE reforms, and as Fox's Bill Malugin reports from the Capitol, that could shut the government down again.
Here's what's at stake here. 78% of the federal government is going to run out of funding tonight at 11:59 p.m. The Senate is considering a package of 6 funding bills to fix that, including that DHS funding bill. But both House and Senate Democrats say they will not vote for that bill because it funds ICE and doesn't reform the agency.
Well, there's a compromise being worked out to fund everything but DHS through September and give Homeland Security just 2 weeks of funding, but that's unlikely to be approved before tonight's deadline. Israel's going to reopen a border crossing between Gaza and Egypt, closed for almost 2 years, days after recovering the last dead hostage Hamas captured in the terror attack in 2023. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Indiana is getting new federal support. Your radar is clear over downtown Indianapolis, but it's another frigid morning. -1 downtown, real feel -4. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02. FEMA says more than $4 million in federal grants are on the way to Indiana. John Herrick explains what the money will support.
FEMA says the money will help cover costs for repairing roads, restoring power services, and rebuilding critical infrastructure that was damaged by severe storms, tornadoes, and flooding in Indiana last year. For example, $463,000 of that money is going to restore essential power services to communities served by the South Central Indiana Rural Electric Membership Corporation. Indiana had one of its worst single-day tornado outbreaks in April of 2025, with over 20 twisters hitting Indiana. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
A proposal at the State House is trying to make medical bills a lot less overwhelming for you. And for people that are already stressed and sick, the idea is simple. When someone leaves the hospital, they shouldn't have to dig through a mountain of paperwork just to find out what a payment plan consists of. Hospitals would also have to make sure their financial assistance programs are obvious, not buried in fine print. Cold air is moving in from Canada and keeping central Indiana below normal temperatures.
It's kind of normal for that regard for us to get a period of cold weather every once in a while. So it's not unheard of for us to have this sort of thing, but it's certainly, when you compare it to our normal temperatures, we are well below normal.
That's forecaster Jason Puma at the National Weather Service. He says highs will stay in the teens through the weekend with overnight lows below zero. He says temperatures should warm slightly over the next few weeks. There is a chance for light snow Sunday into Sunday night. A former Indianapolis cop has now been convicted of a series of sex crimes against a child. Hendricks County prosecutors say Kamal Bola, who spent 6 years with IMPD, was found guilty of child molesting, sexual misconduct with a minor, voyeurism, and obstruction of justice. The only charge he escaped was an additional count of child molesting. Bola was arrested in September of 24. He'll be sentenced next month. The Clark County Sheriff's Merit Board is deciding whether to fire Sergeant Tom Higdon over how he responded last year to a mental health call. Body camera video shows two deputies tasing a man in the woods while Higdon stayed far behind and didn't move toward them until after the first taser was fired, something that Sheriff Scotty Maples says shows that he's unfit to be a sergeant. Higdon's attorney says that he couldn't tell where the sound came from and that the path ahead of him was blocked. He also accused Maples of mishandling the release of the video and suggested that politics may be involved, which Maples denies. The board did not reach a decision yesterday. They will announce one at their next meeting. The IU men's basketball team is hot. They've won back-to-back games, including a win over rival Purdue Tuesday. Guard Connor Enright talking about what's changed with the Hoosiers.
We've changed our mindset these last couple of weeks in practice, and I think it shows on the court. Just, how we are as a team, and I think it's good for the second half of Big Ten play for a brand new team.
In Indiana, we'll look to stay on a roll when they play UCLA Saturday at 5. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. What are you watching, Matt Bear?
Ryan, looking at the south side, it's a crash. Westbound 465 at US 31. The right lane is blocked, and traffic is jammed back to I-65 for an 8-minute delay. Northbound 65, stop and go before Keystone Avenue into the south split, delayed 12 minutes. On the west side, westbound 70 breakdown on the exit ramp to Holt Road. The ramp is open, is partially blocked. North side, westbound 465 slows Meridian to Michigan. Inbound 69 slow off 96 down to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Get an extra $300 off top brands like LG exclusively at Grand Appliance. Visit a Grand showroom near you or grandappliance.com for full details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Wish TV meteorologist Tara Hastings. Good morning. How does our weather look?
Hey, good morning. We're going to look for a little bit more cloud cover today. Winds won't be terrible out of the north, but it's still going to be cold. High temperatures only around 17. Tonight, look for partly cloudy skies, another frigid one. Lows will fall to 0. Outlying areas, I think, will fall below 0 later on tonight. Saturday is still cold, mostly cloudy. A few flurries possible in central Indiana. We'll look for a high right around 16 and slightly warmer on Sunday, highs near 23. And next week, we could see highs approaching 30.
Wow, look at that. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Tara Hastings. It is right now 8:07 Friday morning. Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. I think you oftentimes hope that some people in positions of political power, are playing 4D chess when you don't understand the other version of chess that you think you're seeing in real time. There's a New York Times article out that says that Chuck Schumer and Trump have come to some sort of agreement in what will and won't be part of funding the government, because Democrats could shut down the government very soon, and they could choose also not to do that. One of the things they'll do to not shut us down is to temporarily fund the Department of Homeland Security. That would be ICE. They'd fund it for just a few days or a few weeks and then revisit that in some form. Here's the thing, and the reason I'm calling this 4D chess, is you wonder what the fight is actually about. The left has been vilifying ICE for a while now, pretty much the entirety of the time that Trump has been in office, and it's gotten really ridiculous. It's gotten to the point where anyone who's part of that law enforcement group is being treated as though they're a horrible, terrible person by mainstream media and a whole bunch of politicians on the left, and it seems that some Americans are buying into that. But what's the actual game? What's actually transpiring? I think this quick answer to a question on MSNBC is actually getting us more to the heart of what's being fought about, what the debate is actually about behind closed doors. Deporting people who can't vote anymore. What I mean is deporting people who don't have the ability to vote because they shouldn't be voting in the first place, and no one is stopping them from casting a ballot in an election that they're doing illegally. So we got to get them out. That would be essentially my reaction to this Democratic answer to what they're afraid of will be next, ICE showing up at polling places as people cast votes in our general elections and in our primaries. Again, the context to this to me is if ICE is showing up somewhere and arresting someone who's not here legally, they probably shouldn't be voting. But darn it, Democrats aren't going to talk about that part. Here we go.
And one of the things that I think we need to make sure that is included in any kind of ICE reform is we don't want these roving patrols of ICE agents suddenly showing up at polling stations during primaries or general elections. We may have a major vote in Virginia about redistricting. That's got to be a reform as well. The level of intimidation that the feds could bring on voters all across the country, if it doesn't worry you, it should.
Why would it be intimidation if you're legally in this country? That's my first question. They keep acting as though like an ICE truck parked outside somewhere is inherently intimidating to people who are here legally, and it shouldn't be. That makes absolutely no sense. There's not a bunch of reports of us accidentally deporting a bunch of Americans who are legally in this country. There's not that. Any one time that something like it happens, it's mainstream media all over the place. And even places where, I think we actually got things right, and then media says they think it was wrong, those become national stories. So the idea that this is even intimidating is insane. But this is really the SAVE Act may be added to any sort of changing of the funding of the Department of Homeland Security. The SAVE Act is designed to make sure that only Americans vote in our elections. And what I mean by that is you have to be able to prove with a photo ID that you're you and that you're legally here in this country. These are things that make no sense to say no to if you want secure and fair elections. Raiding the offices in Fulton County in Georgia may very well demonstrate the how of a thing that President Trump has been saying and a lot of people have dismissed in a lot of places for quite some time. This system has been corrupted, this system of voting in our elections. But I just think it's fascinating that Senator Mark Warner out of Georgia is saying that what we need to make sure to do in any sort of funding package is prevent ICE from being anywhere near polling places and anywhere where people are voting. Because my first question, the basic question, and the one without trying to get into the politics of left and right, why? Shouldn't ICE be arresting people who aren't supposed to be in this country? Do I care where those people are? No. I just care if we're getting people who aren't supposed to be here and removing them. And if those people are actually in line to vote in an election, it feels like it's even more important for the security of our country that that person's not allowed to do that part of the thing they're planning to do. But darn it, who knows? Are we playing 4D chess? Yes, no, you decide. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
What say we start that new year with a new car at Tom Roush Lincoln? Hurry in for the 8-9-10 deal. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? The 8-9-10 deal right now at Tom Roush Lincoln. Come get a great deal on all three from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom designed jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PA Jewelers.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
At Bear, how do our roads look?
Greg, south side, westbound 465 at US 31, crash blocking the right lane and jamming up traffic back to I-65 and a delay of 10 minutes. Northbound 65, stop and go from the south side, Keystone Avenue into the south split. Westbound 70, a stall at Harding Street on the exit ramp. The ramp is open. East side, northbound 465 and slow for before and after Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. We're going to do some breaking news in just a second. So it's cold, and it's going to be cold all day. The temperature is 2. It's like -11 with wind chill, brought to you by the American Standard Heating Center of 93 WIBC. But Ryan Hedrick has a pretty big breaking news story. So let me just throw it to Ryan real quick. Ryan, what's going on?
Hey, Craig, good morning. So former cable news anchor Don Lemon arrested by federal agents while he was covering the Grammys in Los Angeles. So we've been watching the story for a week. So last week, just to give people a little background if they're unsure what's going on, there was a church invasion in Minneapolis that culminated with people protesting against ICE and getting in the face of a pastor. Don Lemon had his camera there and his microphone. He does his own thing since he was let go from CNN, and he does these reports randomly, and he showed up in the church. So the federal government tried to indict him, but a Minnesota judge declined to sign the order to indict him. They found a workaround, and Don Lemon has been taken into custody. Multiple media outlets say this is a joint operation from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Homeland Security, and multiple people have been charged for this church incident, Craig, at St. Paul's City Church after discovering that an ICE official apparently was one of the pastors of the church.
Wow. First, thank you very much for great job reporting on a very big breaking news story for Ryan Hedrick. Anything else we should know about this before we take a break and then come back? And I'm definitely going to talk about it more.
Yeah, so the Justice Department had asked the appellate court, as I said, to try to sign this warrant.
Yeah.
Pam Bondi was not happy with the fact that this judge wouldn't sign the warrant. We're not quite sure what charges Don Lemon is facing, but we'll try to dig more in depth for you at 8:30 and give you a more well-rounded report, Craig. Thanks.
Yeah, no, and absolutely. I imagine the FACE Act is one of a few things that people were assuming might be at play here, which essentially protects churches and a lot of locations from dealing with this type of disruption. Meaning it doesn't matter if you have a microphone and a camera and you're protesting and with protesters and say that you're news media. There are places where you're not allowed to prevent people from exercising their right to their religion, and one of those would be inside a church. So we will see how this goes. We will see what happens next, and as Ryan said, we'll get actual confirmation on what's occurring. I don't know why I'm amused by the idea that he was covering the Grammys, but there's something about that it's not just the arrested part, but it's that Don Lemon was at the Grammy Awards, which will be this weekend, and he was covering them, and that's where he got arrested by officials in Los Angeles. So we'll get more information very soon on this story. Quick break. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. No, there is no break. We just got a bump. Okay. All right, fine. I thought there might be another commercial after we did the weather there, but this will work better. Quickest break in the history of media. We're getting right into it. So here's the thing about the Don Lemon story. I would usually do sillier stuff right now, but I can't help it. This story broke 10 minutes or so ago on social media, and then the New York Times, for some reason, ran it. He got arrested last night, too. So his lawyer put something up on social media, I think, Don Lemon's lawyer, that is part of the reason that this is a story today. But the biggest takeaway to me is that a lot of people in media will claim that this is an attack on the First Amendment. It's very similar in a sense, not in reality, because Kimmel was never arrested, to the reaction to Kimmel getting suspended, Jimmy Kimmel, in saying that this is the Trump administration overstepping and forcing their opinion on people and doing it in a way that weaponizes government, all that crap, all the comparisons to Nazi Germany or anywhere else. And the one thing that's going to be missing in that version of rhetoric and discussion is the idea that Don Lemon broke a real law, that you're not allowed to break into a church, no matter who you are, no matter what the intention of the thing is you're doing, and disrupt people from practicing the right to express their religion. You could stand outside the church, wait till after the service is over. You could stand in front of the church before the service starts and try to ask people questions. Like, there's a lot of things you can do. What you can't do is what they did. And laws do apply to people, everybody. To me, right now, there are laws that control certain aspects of what I do on this radio station. Not a lot of them. I can give you a bunch of opinions, but if I start spouting off a bunch of bad words, the station gets fined and I'll get fired. There are things I can and can't do. And what's interesting to me is there's another way to explain this that I'm going to try to go about. And I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm brainstorming after a breaking news story, but I can't help it. This is where my brain goes. Oftentimes, I'll see people in arguments say, like, well, you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater, and you actually can. Like, what's funny about, and I promise this will make sense, or at least I'll demonstrate why I'm bringing this up. Like, legally, you can say in a movie theater with a bunch of people, fire, and you're not immediately arrested and thrown in the hoosegow. Now, if you incite a mass riot or something crazy happens because of yelling fire, there's ways where you eventually can get in trouble for being the person that caused all the chaos that might have caused harm and whatnot. But the simple act itself isn't illegal the way people describe it. And what I mean to point out in saying this right now on the radio is so very often people seem to misunderstand what actually is the law and what isn't the law in a lot of places. And it's used against you. It's used against me. It's used against people every day in saying something out loud and creating this whole narrative and this discussion that if you just knew what actually was legal and illegal, or at least admitted it, because a lot of people probably know it and refuse to put that into their coverage, then you wouldn't have this version of a discussion. Don Lemon is going to say that his First Amendment rights are under attack, that First Amendment rights of America are under attack, that every news person in every news organization throughout the country could potentially be next, et cetera, et cetera. And every part of that flies in the face of the fact that he did something that's actually wrong, regardless of who you are. And so that I guess is the biggest takeaway to me. Am I amused personally that Don Lemon was arrested? Yes, I am. I can't help but say that. Not because I necessarily want people to be harmed that I disagree with or anything like that, but he's such a pompous, arrogant person in the way he goes about so many things in his life. And even as he's lost stuff, Don Lemon, someone who was on television at one point and now does his own thing, had a deal with Elon Musk to have a Twitter show, and then made Elon very mad in a one-off sit-down interview. Essentially, he immediately bit the hand that was feeding him after he lost his television job, and then he lost his deal with Twitter or X because of it, which was crazy to watch. But there are people in our society who just unapologetically walk around all the time thinking that they don't have the rules apply to them the way they do to everybody else. And then what's even worse about Don Lemon is he turns it into a race thing. He's like, well, no, actually, I'm the nicest guy in the room and everybody hates me because of my race. Everybody hates me because I'm gay or whatever it is that he says. And it's all the time. Another like built-in part of the objection to, I was just a jerk somewhere and I can't be the bad guy. And this is why. It actually, I'll say one last thing as I rant about Don Lemon getting arrested and just, digesting it on the show with you for the first time. It's the other thing that I see sometimes with these protesters, these rioters, these people that are crazy in places that don't seem at all connected to the things that they're actually upset about. Meaning that it's not someone who's protesting whose family member was just arrested by ICE or something. This is someone who has no connection to the community or the people that they're upset for, and they just want to be mad. And they want to be self-righteously mad. They want to be mad in a situation where they think they're allowed to be, where people will accept their anger. And if you don't accept their anger, it's your fault, not theirs. It seems like anger was the decision from jump. And then how we get to express it, what my excuse is the mission every day. Like I wake up angry, and then my mission is to find out in what way I can become the victim so I can get angry at other people. To me, to a T, that describes the behaviors of one Don Lemon over the last few years, and certainly inside of that church. And especially now, as he is likely to actually face the consequences of the decision he made to get in some amount of trouble, whatever amount of trouble that is, for disrupting a church proceeding that you're not allowed to disrupt the way he did it, and claiming the entire time that this is really just about the First Amendment and really just about the freedom of the press. And it'll organize a lot of people. And more people will talk about Don Lemon over the next few weeks than we're talking about him before. Like, I kind of forgot he existed by and large until recently. And then I remembered how annoyed I am by him. So certainly it transformed a little bit there. But this is a big deal. It's a big story. And the way it'll be talked about is important. But the aspects of it that will be actually genuine and honest from the people who are the most indignant will be few and far between. It'll be a whole lot of complaining and a whole lot of lack of actual context because the context hurts their argument. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in. Tony Katz, The Morning News. Matt's got your traffic.
Southside crash. Westbound 465 at US 31. The right lane is blocked and traffic is jammed back to I-65. A 9-minute delay. Northbound 65 on the south side. Delayed 8 minutes. Keystone Avenue into the south split. And we have a stall on the exit ramp from westbound 72 Harding Street. Northeast side. Northbound 465 slow. 75th up to 69. Traffic sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Football and King's irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, it's Casey. Tensions are rising in the Middle East, and Donald Trump is making threats. We'll talk about it Friday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
The Pacers continue their homestand, taking on the Atlanta Hawks for a Lucas Oil family night.
Intercepted in the lane by Furphy, lobbing it to the goal where it's caught right of the rim and dunked by Huff.
Bring Bring the family for a Saturday night out with the blue and gold. Family night tickets includes a hot dog, chips, Pepsi, and Pacers hat. Don't wait to snag tickets at pacers.com/family.
Siakam on a clear out. He's going to go right at Giddy. Backing in, both feet in the lane, right in front with a finish.
Pacers Hawks, Saturday at 7.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
This is Chuck Lofton, here to talk to you about my friends at Exercise Inc. Exercise Inc. is the 20-minute, once-a-week workout program that will change your life. My wife Mary and I have been clients for 6 years. The program has worked well with my busy schedule. I was getting cardio, but I started the program because I understood the importance of strength training to overall health. It's helped me with managing my blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. The biggest help? My sluggish feeling was replaced with much-needed energy. It's designed to help clients get stronger in a shorter period of time. The studios are private, just you and your coach working to reach your goals. Exercise Inc. has 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now Fishers. So take it from me, Chuck Lofton. Improve the forecast for your health. Go to exerciseinc.com today to request a free consultation.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
A new year means great new lease deals from Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport for $279 a month or a 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive for just $269 a month. Your choice for only $4,999 down. Make the most of the new year at Great Lakes Honda of Fishers. Tax not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. $10K a year, all fees, taxes, and first payment due at signing. Lease offers require qualifications for Honda loyalty. Offer ends January 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-529-2856. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 to 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-529-2856. That's 800-529-2856 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-529-2856. 800-529-2856.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Arrested covering the Grammys. Your radar is clear in downtown Indianapolis where it is -1. It feels like it's -4 with a little bit of a wind chill. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon was arrested Thursday, according to his attorney. The arrest comes a few weeks after he joined people in a church protesting ICE. He walked into a Minneapolis church during a Sunday service. His attorney says federal agents took him into custody in L.A., where he'd been covering the Grammys. It's still not clear what charges he could face. Lemon was part of a larger group of people that disrupted a service at City's church. He has been accused by Pam Bondi of violating a federal civil rights law from the 1800s, a law that bars people from interfering with someone's ability to vote, serve on a jury, or in this case, practice their religion. Threats against ICE agents are getting out of control. That is what is part of what Republican Senator Jim Banks said to WIBC's Hammer and Nigel show Thursday.
A 1,150% increase in violence against ICE officers, and that's directly related to the anti-ICE rhetoric of these radical Democrats.
And he says there is an 8,000% increase of death threats against ICE agents in the last few months, a 1,300% increase in car ramming incidents. President Trump officially nominating Kevin Warsh to become the new head of the Fed.
Kevin Warsh is somebody that the president has known for several years. He served in a economic advisory capacity during his first term. He's now been nominated by the president to succeed Jerome Powell when his term ends in May. We all know the back and forth there, some of the frustration the president has had with Powell when it comes to interest rates. He posted this on Truth Social. I'm pleased to announce I've nominated Kevin Warsh to be chairman of the board of governors for the Federal Reserve System. He then also says, I've known Kevin for a long period of time and have no doubt he will go down as one of the great Fed chairmen, maybe the best. On top of everything else, he is central casting, and he will never let you down.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff reporting. Indiana Senator Todd Young used a Washington summit Wednesday to roll out his tech power playbook, saying that the U.S. needs a long-term coordinated strategy to stay ahead of China.
There are three things that our country needs to do. Number one, borrowing from Indiana University's great football team, you need a strong offense. Number two, you need a strong defense. And then lastly, not to be underestimated, you need special teams.
And Young also said the U.S. must strengthen its investment in research. Speaking of IU, Indiana fans can soon crack open a cold reminder of history. Coca-Cola is rolling out a limited edition can celebrating the Hoosiers' national championship run, a season that saw them in the end beat Ohio State, Alabama, Oregon, and then Miami. A commemorative can hits the shelves in Bloomington and here in Indianapolis the week of February 3rd, but they probably won't last long. Sports on WIBC at 8:34. IU men's basketball heads to L.A. Saturday to play the UCLA Bruins. Head coach Darren DeVries says players like Nick Dorn need to continue to play well as Dorn finds his rhythm after hurting his ankle earlier in the season.
You can really see here the last couple of weeks he's starting to find it, and then the playing time started to come up and increase. So he's finding, his spots, where he fits in our offense, and our guys know where he is too. So he's gotten very comfortable in that.
The Hoosiers have won 2 straight, including a victory over Purdue on Tuesday. Tip-off at 5 o'clock. 12th ranked Purdue doesn't look like themselves. They've dropped 3 straight, and they play Maryland on the road Sunday. It is their longest losing streak of the season. Tip-off at 1 o'clock. The New York Giants have requested interviews with Colts passing game coordinator Alex Tanney and offensive coordinator Jim Bob Cooter for their offensive coordinator position. And the Indiana Pacers back at home tomorrow to play the Atlanta Hawks. Tip-off at 7, game coverage at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. What are you watching this morning, Matt Bear?
Yeah, Ron, checking out the North Split at eastbound 70 crash coming out of the North Split. And right now, the left lane is blocked. Traffic slow through the interchange onto southbound 65. South side, northbound 65, stop and go after Keystone Avenue into the South Split, delayed 6 minutes. South side crash, westbound 465 at 31. Right lane blocked, traffic stop and go almost to I-65, a 5-minute delay. West side southbound 465 and the entrance ramp from Washington Street, US 40. That is a stall on the entrance ramp. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Window, receive up to 60% off. Plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today. Because of B-Window, they mean business. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. It looks like it's going to be cold all day today. The high is 17. The temperature is 2. Right now with wind chill, it's actually negative 11. The temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
The Suburban Indie Home and Outdoor Living Show returns to Grand Park, February 6th through 8th.
Shop over 200 exhibitors.
Tickets are only $7.
SuburbanIndieShows.com.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indie Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
The way you squeeze my lemon gonna fall right out of bed.
Oh, yeah. The lemons are being squeezed. Tony Katz, The Morning News, 93 WIBC. Don Lemon was arrested in Los Angeles, intent on covering the Grammy Awards for nobody, for Don Lemon. I don't think any other organization had him there. Independent journalist, which I actually care about, by the way. There's a lot of independent journalists that are great. Don Lemon is not among them, to me personally, even if he thinks he is. But nonetheless, he was arrested. Whatever the charges might be, will likely stem from his participation in a thing that disrupted a Baptist church in Minnesota after the death of Renee Good. All these things spiraling together. Here's what's really interesting to me, though. Don Lemon did an interview with Scripps News last Friday. And great job by Ryan Hedrick reporting on this in our newsroom and breaking this story a little bit ago on the show here. And it is true that about a week ago, the Justice Department had dropped an attempt to get a warrant to arrest Lemon, mostly because a lower court judge was preventing things from happening. And here's what's really fascinating to me, and I want to play part of this audio of this interview as Don acts like he's dodged a bullet because there's not going to be a warrant. The DOJ is going to go a different road, which they did this week and today or last night in arresting Don Lemon. But acting as though I'm just going to be victim to them again. They're just going to attack me again because Scripps even totally misrepresents what actually happened in the lower court. One of the three judges that was asked a question about the charges that the DOJ had filed against Lemon and the desire to arrest him said they thought there was a case there, but they still weren't allowing for the arrest warrants to be used to go ahead and pick up Lemon. So it was all a bunch of fighting, as you see a lot of times in courtrooms, and especially with liberal judges who want to prevent Trump administration officials from doing anything at all, even if it's something that's very much legal. But so Scripps is going to pretend as though the case has been thrown out because it didn't have merit. That's not what happened. And obviously the DOJ found another way to go about potentially charging Lemon with something like a violation of the FACE Act. And real quick, too, before I hit play on this, if you don't know what the FACE Act is, it was passed in 94. It was mostly designed to protect abortion clinics. It was something that said you couldn't disrupt the outside of an abortion clinic and prevent people from going into these places and getting services. But in doing that, it also protected religious establishments, any sort of place where people worship. It was sort of a, you do this for that reason, we're going to do this for this other reason, a version of a thing that passed politically. And so it protects all churches and all places of worship and people's right to express their religion. And Don Lemon and the group of people who broke into a Baptist church in Minnesota broke those rules. It's fairly apparent they did it, even though Lemon kept saying he wasn't a protester. He was a journalist who was giving his very strong opinion of exactly what the protesters were saying. Like the funny thing, too, and maybe I'll eventually actually play any of this audio I have, but if you go watch the videos Lemon made when he broke into the church, he kept fully agreeing with the protesters. His opinion was aligned with theirs. As a journalist, even if you were pretending you were one, that's not how you're supposed to do that. If you want to just report on something, you're supposed to say you have no opinion, no side. Again, there'd still be problems with the way he went about doing it, but Don Lemon was not shy about what his opinions were. But here's the Scripps interview where he dismissed the charges that had been, filed, and then the DOJ had stopped their attempt to get him arrested via a warrant last week. And then him saying that they're probably going to come after me again, though, because they're horrible, terrible people.
Look, I'm not naive. I think they're probably going to try again and again, as they did with Tish James and Comey and everyone. If one doesn't work, then they try something else, and that fails, and they try something else, and then they just don't give up because they want to save face. But I don't know what's next. I think what's next is that I have to be in it for the long haul and just to be strong as always and keep calm and carry on.
Because this federal magistrate judge said that they didn't have a case, basically. The Department of Justice said that they didn't have a case.
That's not what they said.
The judge...
There was a judge who disagreed with it. There was a judge who thought that the DOJ definitely had a case. So I love the selective version of reporting that Scripps is doing here.
Said the Department of Justice didn't have a case. But you think that it's not over?
No, I think it's not over. Because it doesn't matter if there's no law to fit. They will try to fit or retrofit something or go around a judge and just do it themselves.
Okay, so here's a couple things that I think are really amazing about him saying that. First and foremost, it sounds very similar to what everybody thought was happening when President Trump was being attacked by a politicized version of the Justice Department that was trying to arrest him and put him in jail for anything. And he was actually the political opponent of the current president at the time, Biden. So it seemed like it very much had intention behind it. So it's so amazing to listen to the left say the same thing the right says, that they ridicule and attack when they think it's happening to them, or at least they want to pretend it's happening to them. And then this is the other more important part. In no way, shape, or form is it actually the same, because what Don Lemon did, and I think the reason he's saying in that interview that he's expecting them to try to arrest him again, is he knows he actually broke a law. He knows he shouldn't have been in the church, shouldn't have been giving his very strong opinion in full alignment and agreement with the other protesters who were inside the church disrupting a service. If he was trying to report on something, he should have done it differently. I think he was setting the stage for his excuse to what he inevitably knew was going to be something he was going to face the consequences of, or at least they were going to attempt to hold him accountable. And that's what's happened now. He was arrested. He will be charged with something. We don't know what yet. We'll see if it actually is relevant to the FACE Act or anything else. And if he is demonstrated to be a protester much more than a journalist. And as I said, I think it's actually going to be quite harmful, the stuff he put up on social media, because it's not journalism. It is opinion. And it's a lot of other things. I can pretend I'm a journalist and act like I'm a journalist with you on the air right now. But our newsroom is doing the journalism for us here at WIBC. I'm giving you an opinion. I'm giving you information. And if I go show up somewhere and then throw my opinion around in the place I'm in, I won't be considered a journalist there. I'll be considered part of the group that's protesting or whatever it is they're doing. So that's essentially what I think happened. All right, quick break. A lot coming up. Craig Collins filling in a very short amount of time left. On 93 WIBC, Tony Katz, The Morning News. More in a bit.
There is new video of Alex Preddy,
93 WIBC,
clashing with agents a week before.
What happens next?
An organization called the News Movement says it shot this video as part of a documentary.
Happens here.
New Fox News poll, nearly 6 in 10 believe ICE has been too aggressive.
Stay in the know.
The Federal Reserve decided not to change interest rates yesterday.
While you're on the go.
People worried about U.S. military action in several regions.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Matt Bear, how are our roads look?
Northeast side, checking out northbound 465 at I-69. Right lane blocked because of a stall. Traffic stop and go back to East 56th Street. Looking at eastbound 70, coming out of the north split. Crash blocking the left lane. Stop and go traffic through the interchange. Northbound 65 on the south side slows after South Keystone Avenue into the south split. A 5-minute delay. South side crash. Westbound 465 at US 31. The right lane is blocked and traffic slow. Almost to I-65 delayed 3 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio furniture patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. Big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. Partly sunny, a high of 18. Right now it is 1 degree outside, negative 11 with the wind chill. That temperature brought to you by the American Standard Heating and Cooling Weather Center of 93 WIBC.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Let's say we start that new year with a new car at Tom Roush Lincoln. Hurry in for the 8, 9, 10 deal. Get $8,000 off new Nautilus or $9,000 off new Corsair. Or how about $10,000 off Lincoln Aviator? The 8, 9, 10 deal right now at Tom Roush Lincoln. Come get a great deal on all three from Tom Roush, where our family served yours since 1972.
Corsair stock number L25566, MSRP 55340. Nautilus stock number L26030, MSRP 62705. Aviator stock number L25384, MSRP 79450. See dealer for complete offer details.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Step into the spotlight with Dancing with the Stars. Catch the live show at Old National Center Wednesday, February 25th. Reserve your seats and tickets today at WIBC.com.
Tony Katz, the Morning News, 93 WIBC. My name is Craig Collins, filling in. Matt Baer hangs out as he does every morning on this show, firing off some traffic and talking about all kinds of stuff with me. Producer Showbiz Carl is here, of course, too, as he is every single day. I know that there's a big, giant breaking news story that derailed the second part of this hour of the show. Don Lemon getting arrested in California. I don't know if, Matt, you want to say anything about that topic. I'm willing to have you jump on and give any sort of, take you want. Or if you can just plead the fifth, that's also fine.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
It's new.
No,
it's
I don't
breaking.
know. Yeah,
it's crazy.
I don't know anything about it. And I've had a
you.
busy rush hour, so I haven't been able to keep
No,
up.
it's totally fine, man. It's totally fine. I laugh at that because it's a breaking story, and I'm probably going to regret some of the stuff that I said because stuff will change. No, I won't regret it. I feel good about everything I said, actually. I'm fine. But what a crazy story out there. And it is interesting to think what the next few, I think, days and weeks will be. Here's the thing that's a macro discussion, though, that lands within the realm of that topic, at least to me. And it's how often people try to get whatever the biggest version of the umbrella is that I can cast for how I'm a victim, how I'm in trouble, how it's not about me, it's about you. Politicians do this all the time. I hear politicians all the time say, it's not my fight, it's your fight. I'm protecting you from whatever the thing is that I think could happen. Like when they shut down the government, they say that it's really only going to hurt everybody on Main Street, not on Wall Street, even though it takes a while to hurt Main Street. And I find that funny sometimes because, and this is the way that I mean to talk about this in a macro sense, my life doesn't actually change. Don Lemon got arrested today. My life's not going to be any different. I'm going to probably have some different conversations than I would have had if Donnie hadn't been picked up by law enforcement in California. But other than that, my life's going to be the same. And so somebody somewhere who's going to tell me that my life is going to be heavily changed because of the ramifications of the Don Lemon story, they're going to be wrong. And they're going to be wrong for most of us pretty much all the time. And I don't know, something in my brain always thinks about that. When people tell us how this thing or that thing could be transformative to our everyday life, very rarely do any of these things actually impact me and you. Anything on that or no?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's absolutely true. I think we all like to have a sense of justice, and we like to see, people, the wheel go round, so to speak, and people to, when they do something wrong, the letter of the law is enforced. And I think that makes you feel good. It makes you feel like you're living in a society that does have rules, and it's not just bedlam, state of nature kind of stuff.
Correct.
So, yeah, that's we like to see the wheel go round. We do,
Yeah, but at the same point, and this is the point I'm trying to make, it doesn't actually change my life all that much. To be honest, these things that they talk about, I still wake up. If I'm going to hit the gym today, I still hit the gym. I still go to my job. I still come home. The missus is going to make me a delicious meal at some point. I'm going to tell her it's delicious, even if it's not that delicious, because I need to tell her it is. That's another part of, that'll happen for me today. It'll probably be delicious, by the way. My dinner will probably be awesome. If it's not, I'm probably not going to tell you the truth. But that'll happen regardless of what else happens in the Don Lemon story.
Yeah, we're already going to have a pretty good weekend, and I think it's going to be
live our life.
Whether or not, it's not going to change how I drive in the snow. It's not going to change the condition of my tires or, this is what it'd be. But, still, people enjoy it. So,
it's
cool.
important. Yeah. I'm not trying to belittle the importance of it. It's just fine. This is where my brain is right now, and I know we only have a couple minutes left, and it's sort of a heavy topic to try to discuss in a very short amount of time. Very little of this news cycle that we all obsess about all the time actually impacts my life. I know it could. I know there's a lot of reasons that this stuff is important and I need to talk about it, and you need to vote for the right people in positions of power. But even then, truthfully, man, my life, my day-to-day life isn't going to be all that different. And I just keep thinking about that. That keeps running through the back of my mind as I'm talking about this big, giant breaking news story on the air today. Is but I'm still going to turn this microphone off and I'm going to go have breakfast.
You're not going to call off the baptism or anything, I mean,
right.
The baptism, bar mitzvahs all go on regardless.
There are.
All the things are still going to be there regardless.
Right.
No, I see what you're saying. It is important, but we have lives to live. That's cool.
We do. We do. It's very important. Yeah. And at some point this evening, I'll probably turn on a video game and play a video game. And that's going to be a great few minutes of my life. Until the missus tells me that I'm too old to play video games, and I'll ignore that.
Right.
Completely. Yeah.
Fantastic marital advice.
All right. Thank you, buddy. Anything else we need to know before we get out of here? Anything else you want to share with us? I know we only got about 20 seconds.
I just want everybody to have a safe weekend, and I know there's a lot of misleading
bad
on
weather.
The road. We see the black pavement, and it can still be icy. I see some sunshine that's going to help, and we're going to get some sun on Sunday. I know that, but just still have a safe weekend. I'm going to limit my time on the interstate for now. That's really what I'm going to do. It's just been that kind of week. I mean, we're just talking 4 days of a chaotic rush hour. And, you know, that leaves a little bit of impression. So just wishing everybody safe travels this weekend. And please just keep it real. Take care of yourself.
Amen. Drive safely. Do that regardless of if Don Lemon is in jail or not. All right. Thank you so much.
Well
Matt, got your traffic.
I see you, brother. Looking at eastbound 70 coming out of the north split. That is a crash, and it's blocking the left lane, stopping traffic through the north split back to Meridian Street. South side northbound 65, stop and go traffic after Keystone Avenue into the south split. Crash on the south side, westbound 465 at 31, right lane blocked, and traffic is slow back to Madison Avenue. On the northeast side, northbound 465, that is a stall at 69. Traffic stop and go to Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Book your custom patio project before March 1st and save up to $2,500. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, big enough to service, small enough to care. I'm Matt Baer, WIBC Traffic.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Life's full of unexpected joys, like problems with water. That's why there's